Man, peace and blessings. Campaign Trail, Monday night, September the 2nd. Back at it. Same bad channel, same bad time. Tapping in. Literally just got in the house a few minutes ago. I was in communication with the bro I was on earlier with brother Tazariot. So he won't be able to make it this evening. So I think I got in a little too late, but we're gonna try to pick it up tomorrow or sometime this week, definitely. So I really appreciated the conversation, appreciated the brother. So we're gonna get it back in. We're gonna get it in sometime this week, God willing. Because I'm just getting back right now. So I reached out for him a few minutes ago, and he already tied up just like I was. So I totally understand it. But in the meantime, we here. So I'm not sure if y'all got a chance to peep out any of the discussion. If so, I'm anxious to hear what y'all's thoughts are. I don't be in the comments while I'm on live. I'll be focused directly on who I'm, dialoguing with. So I didn't get a chance to look at the chat, of course, but I seen a few of the comments. So that's why I'm here, opening up the lines for y'all, because I definitely want to hear what y'all thought, what y'all think, and we setting it up for tomorrow or another day, when bro is available, because he got tied up with his business by the time I got finished right now. So all totally understandable. Leatherface, good morning. Dang, where you at? You overseas? Good morning, salute. Man, I know that's right. But here go the link, StreamYard link, the Digital Soapbox Network. If y'all got any comments or questions, if y'all got a chance to check out me and Brother Tazariak's live earlier, we just basically laid out a little groundwork, fill out round with respect, kind of got a feel on our beliefs and our interpretations. You know what I mean? Feel more black. Salute. Are you in Dubai? That's what's up, Leatherface. Salute. Jim Brown, salute. Man, I appreciate it. And just for the record, like, it's about respect. It's about mutual respect. It's not about, dissing. It's not about trying to make somebody believe what you believe. No, it's about laying out your case and letting them lay out their case and let the people decide. You know what I mean? It's not my duty to make nobody believe or whatever in whatever I believe in. Our only duty is to deliver the messages clearly. So as long as y'all understand what we believe and why we believe it, you don't have to believe it. I'm not going to say such and such is crazy or y'all belief is crazy. I might respond if somebody calls my belief crazy. Then I'll be like, well, which one is the craziest? which belief sounds the craziest? But I won't initiate calling somebody else's belief crazy. But, my thing is, like, I'm not threatened. You know what I'm saying? We have the track record of success and health and unity and all of that. So it's just about laying it out, because this God business subject is a subject of revelation. It's not nothing that can be researched as such. If God is real and God keeps secrets, and we won't know certain knowledges unless he reveals them to us, and we saying that this God showed up and revealed these mysteries and these secrets of God and of creation and of our history, then, I can't expect you to believe it. And I really can't even expect nobody to say it's crazy, because if we don't know how creation took place, or we don't know our powers or nothing, how could we say anything is crazy? You know what I'm saying? If we're powerless or ignorant, how are we qualified to say anything is crazy? So I'm not worried about that. I like to answer questions. I'm not really concerned about, you know, pressing somebody else necessarily on their belief. I'm more concerned about give me the opportunity to answer the question so you can judge for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. Presenting two glasses. You want to drink from this glass or you want to drink from that glass, or neither one of them. You know. So that's my position. Salute. Invent One. I was watching it live. It's very good. I never heard any of that before, but so interesting. Thank you for sharing what you know. And it's what I'm learning. It ain't necessarily what I know. I can say I can say is what I know, but knowledge is an ever evolving, ever growing thing. So that's why I don't listen to brothers like I know it all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say nobody is crazy. I'm gonna say that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't believe that, but that's interesting. I don't just discount it or discard it, but I take it all in. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim Brown. Man, much love. Appreciate you. So, but I love the brothers, at least with me. I don't know if he got at somebody else before me or other people before me, rough, but I appreciate his spirit and his energy with me. So if that's any indication, of his character, then I appreciate that. I appreciate us being able to wrangle and disagree and expose, what our beliefs are or who our people are, without dissing. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I actually love that. So I'm willing to do that with anybody that's respectful. You respectful, then we can go all the way. We can go all the way down the rabbit hole, or all the way up Jacob's ladder, or down into the pit, whatever. We can go wherever. No, I won't be a part 2 tonight, Black Attack, because I just got here about 10 minutes ago. So I reached out for bro, but he was already tied up and busy. I didn't know I was going to take this long, so we're just going to try to get up tomorrow or sometime this week. But we it was entertaining and informative, that little part. So that's why I'm just getting on here, at least to make myself available like I do to y'all every night, just in case y'all wanted to add or ask some questions or give y'all's judgment so far based on what you heard. So, I'm always interested to hear, how certain information affects my people. But yeah, I love that. Because it's all belief. It's all articles of faith, belief and interpretation. So I like to hear people's beliefs and their interpretation, how they interpret certain things. And I like people to hear how we interpret certain things, because ultimately it's going to come down to how we apply it. How do we apply it? I could be a super scholar and have all, but am I applying it? You know what I'm saying? What is the practical application? And whatever I'm applying it to, is it producing fruit? Is it successful? Is it positive? So we can grade everything. Everything can be graded. Everything has a grade level, a degree, a rank. So Jamila, walaikum salam. I just finished the entire show from earlier, but just couldn't catch it live. Okay, that's what's up. Dark Gable, the rabbit hole of truth is deep. Yes, endless. My eyes was really Kevin Jenkins, salute. Yeah, so as long as it's done with respect, with cheerfulness, like we don't want to be looking all grim and beefing and cussing and all, what I'm saying? We don't need to do that. If you satisfy me, what you believe in and the path that you're on, and I'm satisfied with what I believe in, the path I'm on, then it should be cheerfully able to reason together. We should be able to argue in the best manner. And I think that was example of arguing in the best manner. Right. NW stance, exactly. Right, 7 Deuce. It's cool to converse without, I can't say that word on this, to gain understanding of one's belief. That's it. That's it. And that's why, and there's no diss because brother ain't here, so I don't want to really go too much. I just want to recap on what we already talked about if y'all watched it. And that's why I apply the laws of nature. I always say from our teacher that the real word of God is his creation. It's not a book with 66 chapters in it. That's, that those are some words of God. But, if all the trees on earth was pens and all the seas on earth with 7 more seas added to it was ink, then you would run out of ink and pens before you could exhaust the words of God. So you can't contain God's word, to or restrict it to just some few chapters in a book. You look outside, look at the creation. That's endless. It's endless. So now if you can find the common denominator of the creation, meaning, like I said, atoms and molecules and the laws that make up creation, I don't care what religion we talking about. If we not talking about atoms and molecules and the reality and the laws and the forces or whatever that hold them together, then we're not talking religion. We're not talking God talk. Memorizing scriptures is not God talk. Knowing how they apply to the creation is God talk. You know what I mean? So I stay on that. That's the scriptures I memorize. That's the concepts and the principles that I go by. Provable creation. Salute. LSU Therapy Radio, salute. When I found out it was an Israelite, your music was a soundtrack to my journey. When I found out I was an Israelite, your music was a soundtrack to my journey. That song, Distant Christmas, had a lot of knowledge. Right. Yeah, man. And it's exposing. I wouldn't even call it dissing it. It's just exposing it. So if you expose something that's a falsehood or a lie, the enemies will call it dissing, but it's really just exposing it. Invent. I like the walking up the hill from different perspectives metaphor you said in the last talk. Can't really, yeah, that was it. Yeah. So I can't, if I'm coming up this side and you coming at that side, I'm not going to see what you see. It's all kind of realities on the other side of the same hill that we climbing up. If it's on the north side, y'all know anything about, grass and fungus and mushrooms and moss, all that stuff grows on the north side. You know what I'm saying? Over here is right under the sun, so it's gravel and thorns and it's hot. So my path, I'm not gonna run into the same thing. I'm not gonna see the same thing. I can't tell you, moss ain't the right path. You know what I'm saying? You on that path. I have to respect that and listen for it because I might run into some moss or some fungus or some some mushrooms or something, and at least I'll be familiar with it. And by the same token, somebody can't tell us that our path is the wrong path. We'll know if and when we get to the top. If we ain't able to get to the top, then we know for sure that ain't the right path. But who am I to say that somebody else's path ain't the right path? I can say, how far I've gotten on the path compared to how far you've gotten on the path, but I'm not going to necessarily say whatever unless you say it about me. And there are many contradictions in the truth. The contradiction is not a deal breaker when faith is involved. I don't think it's contradictions in truth. It's contradictions in belief. Truth is constant. There's no contradictions in truth. It's contradictions in belief and interpretation. Therapy Radio 808. Salute already. You can have disagreement with not respecting the next man's views and not getting messy. Absolutely. Right. And you can tell somebody, Seven Deuce, you can tell somebody that's interested, genuinely interested in unity and peace. If you're genuinely interested in, your spirit is going to find a way to respectfully, say your piece just like mine is. I'm not threatened. I'm so confident that the path I'm on is the correct path for me and for all of us. But I don't need to force it down your throat. All I need to do is show the results. If I show you the results and you can't show me better results, then that's on you. If you want to choose something else that's less better results, you totally have the right to do whatever you want to do. So but yeah, I like to stick on the creation as my Bible is God's creation. That's the Bible and the Quran that I go by. Old and New Testament, whatever concepts or innovations or whatever, the creation is the book I study the most. Nature, not a piece of paper with words on it. I'm not saying that that's not priceless and it don't have its value, but what's on that paper is supposed to represent what the God's word is in the form of his creations. If we don't know the laws of his creations, like if you're going to tell me that it's a sin to shave my beard, or it's a sin to do this, or sin to eat hog, I'm not going to believe that just because a book say it. You're going to have to tell me how is it a sin? How is pork a sin? Well, you're sinning against your own temple. It's unclean. And how is it unclean? Okay, because the pig eats this, it eats slop, it eats everything, it's full of this. You're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to show exactly why this is. That's what we into. We into why. That's the best question you can ever ask. That's what children instinctively, they always go hit you with, but why? But why? But why? We always want to know the whys. So that's where I'm at. Moses Blackthorn, salute. Dale Jackson, say I loved your light bulb analogy earlier. Yeah, man, I'm just, so these is concepts that resonate with your nature and resonate with your mind. This is not make-believe, fairy tale, ghost story, religious dogma. It's provable physics. It's provable factual laws of nature. So I just like sticking on that. I don't like to deal with mysteries. That's why if it's anything that sounds whatever, okay, that's just belief. That's why we call ourselves believers. But let's talk about what I can prove. Let's talk about how what I can prove is associated with this so-called belief that I can't prove. So I'm not going to get caught up on was his name really Yaqub? Did he really have a big head? And I wasn't there. I don't know. But based on the principle or the topic, which is genetic engineering or selective breeding, I can prove that. I can prove that right here, right now, today. So I'm not going to argue with you about what was his name really this and did it, I just need those stories, those revelation stories of the Nation of Islam to make me focus on what I can focus on and prove right here, right now, if that makes sense to you. Right, Moses Blackthorn, I'm a knower, not a believer. I'm a knower too, but I'm definitely a believer. Certain things I have to believe. I have to believe because I wasn't there. And I have to believe because I can't prove them to nobody else. Certain things might have been proven to me personally, but I can't prove it to you. So I have to tell you, this is what I believe. Thoroughly, with all my heart. I believe it so strongly that I'm willing to do this and do that and do that for it. But that don't mean nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I experience don't mean nothing to you. So you have to see some type of transformation. You have to see some type of benefit in me for you to be like, okay, well, how you come up with that? Or, what are you doing to get this money? Or what are you doing to look healthy? Or what do you do, keep yourself, you have to do something. Faith without works is dead. So what works are we doing with this great knowledge and research and understanding? What works are we doing that's actually transforming human life? better than than the Nation of Islam track record of transforming human life. So that's really what it comes down to for me. Knowledge is absolutely greater than belief, absolutely. But we got to start somewhere. You got to see something. I got to see somebody be able to do something. Now I have a knowledge that can be done. It don't mean I know how to do it. It just, oh, I see that has been done and it can be done. So now that's the knowledge that I'm working with. I don't have no clue how to do it yet. You know what I'm saying? But I see proof that it has been done. So there's different type of levels of knowledge. There's grade levels of everything. So I just like to get on here and just try to bring it down to our language. I don't do the, I mean, there's no disrespect, but I don't do the heretofore thou art, the old English. Like I was raised on that. I understand it, but I don't speak it. You know how some people, they might be Mexican or whatever. They understand Spanish, but they don't really speak it. I speak our language. I speak descendant of slave language, broken English, Ebonics, slang language. I understand them languages, but I don't speak them. Right. Each one teach one. You said, well, once you say you a believer, then there's no need to debate. And theology, like, you can debate because, like I said, if your belief is rooted in something provable, then you can debate, you can argue. It's like if you say, I believe I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, or I believe that if I walk off a cliff, I'm gonna float. Like, we can debate that without you even doing the demonstration. So there's things we can debate based on what we can already see and prove to be true and real. Theology is not belief. Theology is the study of God. Theology is a study of God. That's not belief. The study of something means that you're going after the knowledge of it, not the belief in it. What you say, therapy? It's not just that black and white. Some things that we know subconsciously, or that we take for granted, and we have to be reminded that we know it. Certain things we know. It's profound knowledges that we take for granted every day, that debates or getting in theological arguments will remind you, like, damn, yeah, I do know that. Oh, okay. Just like when I brought up, atoms or how we used to be little sperms or whatever, that. But how do we just bypass that and forget about that and just jump to religious dogma in a piece of paper? So the Bible don't go through the whole sperm going up the vaginal tract and meeting with the egg, and the other 500 million dies off, and then this one attaches to the uterine wall, and then sucks from the energy from that, and rotates and becomes an embryo, and then rotates and becomes a fetus. Like, the Bible don't say that. The Bible don't teach that. So the wisdom that we need and the way to apply it is not in the Bible or the Quran. It just gives you principles. It gives us principles of righteous conduct. But those ain't explanations of all things. You can't prove the Bible with the Bible. We can't prove the Quran with the Quran. It's supposed to point to something else. You know what I mean? The creation. The creation. So the Bible don't tell you how to log on to YouTube. The Bible don't tell you about wireless communications. The Bible don't tell you about all kind of stuff that we do today. The Quran don't either. So that means we don't read it, that we don't study it. Well, we ain't supposed to. That's not in the Bible. We don't. The scripture don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, we got to keep it 1,000. Tall guy, slim, salute. Mr. Jabbar. Yeah, so that's why I speak the language. I speak our language. And I understand there's truth in the Bible. But we taught, if I would pull it up if I thought about it, but what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believes, we know that the Bible has been tampered with and it must be reinterpreted so that we won't be ensnared, by the falsehoods that's added to it. And most of us don't do the necessary work, mental and physical work of dissecting and separating the tampering from the actual true word. We just take the whole thing and try to make it fit, our, systems or belief systems or whatever. So, and I'm with that. I understand that. That's why I get off of that. Okay, we can recite scriptures all day long. How does that apply? How do we apply it to everyday life, down to earth everyday life? Right. So, but yeah, man, if y'all got any comments, questions, you want to hop on with me, because my reading eyes, my 55-year-old reading eyes, especially with these lights all in my face, it ain't too black mud, stone land. What you're saying makes so much sense. It makes some dumb. It just breaks them all the way down. And it's not religion, even though it is. Religion is just what you practice, what you dedicated to. Basketball can be your religion. Rap can be your religion. Whatever you dedicated to, it's a state of life, a state of how you live your life. This is my religion. I'm committed to this. So we treat words like they're prison traps or something. Like, I'm not scared of no words. Okay, yeah, I do religion, or I do not religion. Okay, we trying to get to the power. We trying to get to activate the power. How does it apply? How do we use it to benefit us right now? Whatever it is, how can we use it to benefit us right now? Look at Dr. Fauci. Look at Dr. Fauci and all the rest of these satanic whatever. They can be called atheists, they can be called whatever, but they not lazyists. They not lazy. They're going to take their ass in a laboratory and study God's creation. They're going to study God's creation way more than any Christian going to study the Bible. They're going to study creation way more than any Muslim going to study the Quran. And they get to actually do something with what they study. They study in the real book. That's why they can come up with, gene splicing and viral weapons and atom bombs or whatever, because they actually studying God's real book. God's real scriptures, God's real verses, which is his creation. You can't go wrong with that. Whoever studies that book rules the world. Whoever studies that book, that Bible and that Quran, or whatever other kind of name of books, then you win. They don't waste time in no church. They don't waste time in no synagogue and no mosque. No, they in the laboratory. They in the laboratory. That's their church. That's their synagogue. That's their mosque, the laboratory. That should be ours. And laboratory don't mean just a building. If you into farming and agriculture, whatever, outside a field, nature is your laboratory. Nature is your laboratory. If you're a marine biologist, the ocean or a lake is your laboratory. Nature. Give us an example of tampering in the Bible. Oh man, it's so much. Like, it's contradictions. If the Bible say God is a man, then it say God is not a man or God is a spirit. That's tampering. If the Bible say God is a man in one place and then it say God is a spirit in another place, then that's tampering. It can't be both, right? That's one of the biggest ones. And then I don't see or hear the value of the woman in the Bible, right? Some people literally saying the woman is evil, right? If it's the Trinity, you know what I'm saying? Or if they believe in that, like it's interesting. It's interesting. If that is the gender that we all come through, but then we calling it evil, we calling that like it's all kind of stuff that I can really go into. So anything that's contradictory in the Bible is proof of tampering. And the very end of the Bible in Revelations, whatever, the third to the last or the fourth to the last verse, it's a warning. It's a warning in the Bible that says if anyone add one word, any word to the book of this prophecy, then I'm gonna add all the curses and plagues mentioned in this book. Or if any man take one word away from the book of this prophecy, then his name should be taken out of the book of life and whatnot. So that's letting you know, that's the very final warning, that this book is not infallible, that this book is tamperable. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tampered with, and this is how you're gonna know it's tampered with, because you're gonna look at all these Christian nations that's suffering all the plagues mentioned in this book. If it was not tamperable, if it was not able to be tampered with, that warning wouldn't be in there. So for us to just blindly say this is the gospel, this is the word of God, and if it's in the Bible, I believe it, then good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, because the book itself don't even say do that. The book itself say prove all things, including what's in this book, when you get your hands on it. Salute. Craig Brown knew what you were about in the 90s. Color Brown, that was good to hear you. More personal, man. Salute. Much love. Craig Brown, thank you. I see the Cash App, Craig Brown. We got the same name. My birth name by my mama. May Allah be pleased. We ain't got to lie, Craig. That's where that even came from. That was an inside, like, little shot from my bro with the movie Friday. But thank you, Big Craig. Appreciate it, bro. Much love. Black Symphony Beats, Revelation 22, 18, and 19. Yep. So you're never gonna catch me lying on the Bible, and you're never gonna catch me saying something that's not in the Bible. It's just when I say it on purpose, and I sit back and see how you're gonna interpret it. I'm gonna see how you're gonna interpret it, because the book says it clearly. The words is clear right there. But now I'm gonna see how you're gonna interpret it. No, it don't mean that. It means this. Oh, okay. All right. This is what you're saying. This is your belief, and I respect it. But I see what the words say. The words don't say that. The words say what they say. And people also would do that with us in the Holy Quran. So that's why I respect it. Okay, well, our interpretation literally comes from a person I can identify. I can identify this man that came and gave us the wisdom, because he's fulfilling the prophecy that's mentioned in the Quran and in the Bible, which is the Messiah. So he comes with the secrets, the wisdom, the hidden meanings of all of the scriptures. And we say that he's Master Fard Muhammad, and he gave that secret, those secret knowledge and wisdom and divine revelation to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? And he gave them to us. And now we see the proof that nobody can handle the students of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was direct descendant of slaves from Sandersville, Georgia, that only went to the fourth grade, only finished the third grade of school. And this back in the 1800s, early 1900s, third grade. You know what I'm saying? So it was no high science curriculum in his classroom in Sandersville, Georgia. So how did he get this information before all the scholars and scientists of this world? How did this nation raise up from total mental death, destruction, slavery, suffering, torture, torment? How is that possible? That was just a fluke. It was just a fancy story he made up. It's working. It's working better than any real stories that anybody else made up or came with. So we can prove all of our characters, and we acknowledge that this is revelation. So, well, where can I find this? You can't. You can't. Nobody could. None of this was revealed until he came and revealed it. So that's why, we just say we believe and say we actually say we submit. Okay, we submit because I can't prove it right or wrong. I submit until understanding comes. Say not that you believe. Don't say you even believe yet. Just say I submit that I don't know whether you're telling the truth or not, but that actually sounds realistic. That actually sounds very interesting. So I'm not going to just reject it because it goes against my belief tradition. That's when you're getting into your feelings. A scientist ain't just going to reject something. A scientist is going to listen. A scientist is going to listen. A real scientist is not, I'm not necessarily going to, I'm just telling me personally, I'm not going to call nothing crazy unless somebody call me crazy. Especially if you got a reality-based argument. If you got a reality-based argument, I'm not going to call what you're talking about crazy. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. I would love to answer that slaughter, but Cam can answer that. The question was posed to him. What was the question, Brother Cam? A Sunni Muslim stated to me, FOI isn't real Islam. Can you speak on this? I battled him about that statement. I would love for that to be, I call them out so much. They never show up. And if you see any one of them that claim to be that show up, they got sliced and diced. You know what I'm saying? I got one or two of them up on my page. And you're not even supposed to say that as a Muslim. If I say that I'm a Muslim and you say I'm not, you already breaking the laws of Islam, right? So a Muslim ain't a Muslim according to word. So you say you're a Muslim because of what? When we know the word Islam means submission to God, submission to the will of God. Okay, and like the brother asked me, so what is the will of God? Is the will of God necessarily in a book? Or is the will of a paper book? Or is the will of God in the creation book, the book called creation, right? You saying, these Orthodox or Sunni Muslims is saying that Allah is not a man. But the book that we study, the Holy Quran, says Allah has two hands, has eyes, has a shin, has emotions, you know what I'm saying? But he's not a man. And we call him he, but he's not a man. Just like the Bible says literally that God is a man. But then when I ask, brothers, what other definition of man is? Well, he's not a man like that kind of man, but Jesus is a man, so that now that's getting into mysteryville. Why profess something that you absolutely cannot show and prove to be true or real? A man is a man. God does not know what language to use with us. He don't know how to say I'm something else. I'm not a man. But if he says he's a man, that means man. If we take that dictionary definition of man and define it, it means man. It don't mean some space goes other kind of thing that's really not a man. So that's when we get into, trying to put our own interpretation spin on words that clearly say this or say that. But I still sit back and listen to it. Okay. It might be something to that. There might be something to that. So I don't just discard nothing. I just compare their interpretation to my interpretation. Does their interpretation put my mind and my nature and my soul at ease because it answers real provable questions to me? If it don't answer real provable questions to me, then, I take it with a grain of salt, but I won't diss. I'll just yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. That ain't for me. That's just like eating a peach or pear and shit. That's the seed right there. I don't eat that part. I'll eat around it. Okay, I heard what you said. That sounds good, but you want me to eat that part? Yeah, that's interesting. But I put it in my pocket. I won't throw it away in your face because you value that part. You think that's edible. That's not edible to me. But I can use it, you know what I'm saying, to help, reverse engineer and find out what you into. So, and I'm not, I try to be as respectful and respectable as possible. Right? Yeah, if you're using words like son and the father and all that, it means what it means. It means what it means. Right? So we changing definitions. So that's what that's why I like to hear. I like to hear, and I like to be questioned. I like to be questioned. So I'm not going to press a person necessarily on their belief. I would rather have them press me on mine. You know what I'm saying? I think my defense is so impenetrable, like Mike Tyson, impregnable, impenetrable, you know what I'm saying? That my defense is my offense. I don't even know, ain't nobody even really made me get on the offensive yet. I just think my defense is so tough, by God's permission, that it acts as my offense. The way I defend these teachings, the way I defend the revelation, to me, that's an offense. Right? And this ain't religion. Like I'd rather talk about that. I'd rather talk about it because the more we say God, remind us of growing up and mama, grandmama, grandfather trying to talk this religion stuff and scripture. Like I do not want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I already know me. I don't want to hear that. If it was a bag involved, if you was teaching me how to be a 501c tax break preacher and I can get a bag off of it, maybe I'll be like, so tell me more about that scripture, like what 10% tithes. But just for the sake of like I'm just memorizing because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not this, I know I would come off disrespectful. So I'll be trying to be tolerant and patient and quiet. Like I'm really not interested in that. So I can imagine people really ain't interested when they hear me talking about Quran and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to show the down to earth actual meaning and real ninja application of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing t-shirts. I'm wearing no suit and bow tie. I ain't doing no Arabic prayers or whatever. I'm speaking your language with it. I'm translating it into your language. That's what we supposed to be able to do. Make me feel it. Make me feel it without my life being in danger or something like that. When your life in danger or you locked up and you open to everything. Okay, how can I make you feel it and your life ain't in danger? How can I make it so attractive or so interesting to you that you're going to listen to it because you want to listen to it? That's what I'm about. It has to be attractive. You make this attractive. I'm not interested in no mosque, church, religious, whatever. Like, man, like I'm out here in these streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seven Deuce. Okay, no disrespect. Who rode a horse into heaven from the Quran? Is that in there? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Quran don't say absolutely nothing like that. Mills Lane, how does Allah work in the ministry? Elaborate. I don't understand that. You have to elaborate on that question. But I'm happy to answer it. If you can be specific with your question, then I'm going to be specific with the answer. But if it's a broad question, I'm not sure what you're asking. You should be hip hop say you should be celebrating Labor Day like a real American. I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? It's treason. I'm over here committing treason, talking about something else, talking about this black spiritual stuff. I know dang well I'm supposed to be giving it up for the labor. Reverend Swine Knuckles, exactly. You're a mama boy, huh? Peasy. I heard that. Can you feel closer to the Arabs or Latinos? I don't understand that question. The Arabs, I don't even know no Arabs. Well, I know one Arab. I know a couple of Arabs. Obviously, it's the Latino. Latinos ain't even the right. That's a false title. Ain't no Latino. It's indigenous. My indigenous brothers and sisters. Indigenous to this hemisphere, North American hemisphere. So of course, I'm gonna be I'm not gonna feel closer. I am closer. Ain't no feelings involved. It's facts. Yusuf Arline, I agree. If a person says they're Muslim and you dispute that you're in violation, I support all Muslims as I have been taught. Absolutely. Peasy, instead of getting blocked, I want you to hop on here. Show your face. You said grow some such and such and some hair. Show your face. Grow some testicles and show your face. Or I'm just gonna block you. Peasy McKee. Show your face. If you don't show your face, then cowards get blocked. Talk to someone. I'm tired of being oppressed in America. Right, Demetrius. Cam was Tarazak your biggest? Oh, absolutely not. I mean, that's no disrespect. Absolutely not, though. And I wasn't his. I'm sure I wasn't his. Absolutely not. That wasn't even a test. That's a discussion. And it only went that way because we both were trying to be diplomatic and not break YouTube laws. Otherwise, we'd have been talking straight talk. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk carefully on these YouTube enemy airwaves. But absolutely not. It was very pleasant. That was very pleasant. And I know if we were just talking privately or whatever, it'd be rough. It won't be disrespectful, but it'll get very, we'll get into some deep water. But no, that wasn't, not at all. I wasn't nowhere close to his biggest test, and he wasn't nowhere close to my biggest test. How does he operate? Does he speak to the servants audibly, automatic handwriting, or tarot cards? I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry. Like, if you get on the line, because I'll be reading comments, so I'm gonna get you mixed up. I don't remember what your first question or comment was, so that's what I'm trying to say. That it's difficult to read and try to keep track of what every question you or who you was even talking about. So that's why I'll be on the live, just trying to talk like adults, because I get comments all confused and mixed up. El Hustle, Islam, Cam, educate some of these brothers and sisters about it's about brown brothers in the nation. Absolutely. Islam and it's indigenous. It's about the knowledge of self. It's not about religion. It's not about ghost stories and tradition. It's not about rituals and all that. It's about the knowledge of self. The knowledge of the human being, the power, the divine power of the human being. That's what it's all about. There is no other power or entity or whatever that I'm concerned with. All of this is about the human being. Any rituals, any traditions, any, stuff that you going, Mecca going around, all of that is symbolic of the human being. All of that is pointing to the human being. Any rituals, any scriptures, everything is about the human being. So ain't nobody worshiping no stones or worshiping no houses or no whatever, or no ghosts. You know what I'm saying? All of that represents the black man and woman, the black man and woman, the original man and woman, the Kaaba and the black stone in the corner. Don't the Bible say that Jesus he's the stone that the builders rejected? On this rock, I build my church. But it's paganism worship when the Muslims is doing rituals, that mean that the Bible say, that he was the stone that the builders rejected, right? A flint stone. You know what I'm saying? If you fall on him, you'll be broken to pieces. If he fall on you, you'll be grounded into powder. So he calls your Lord is called a stone and a rock. You know what I'm saying? But if we do rituals and traditions to remind us of the real headstone in the corner, which is the black man and woman, now we worshiping rocks. we Freeway Rick, we worshiping rocks. We selling rocks. But they black rocks, and you know that They allegedly came from a meteorite, a black rock from space. So if I'm telling you that the original black nation is not from Africa, the original Allah is from triple dark space, and now we have a symbolic meteorite at the cornerstone of a black house that the whole world has to come in their lifetime at one time in their lifetime and come make circuits around and revolve around it. You don't understand that ritual? You don't clearly understand what I'm explaining to you, that's about us. That's all symbolism about us. Now we worshiping rocks. We Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. We worshiping rocks now. Fat Art Television. Brother Captain Tazariak hopped on a live with me. If it's something that that you're not really feeling, you can hop on a live and tell me to my face, like Brother Tazariak did. Right? You telling me how I should do something? Get on here and school me on how I should do it. Because I don't understand what you're really saying. I will understand you as a man if you get on here and tell me face to face, eye to eye, voice to voice. Then I might understand you better. Art New Style TV. Is this your official channel? 54 is Alaikum Salam. For right now, my official channel is West Coast Cam, but it's restricted right now. So this is my bro Big Steel. This is his page. Salute Big Steel, Doggy Diamond, Glasses Malone. So this is Digital Soapbox, but I'm a member of this family. So for all intents and purposes, right, it is my channel for whatever I need to use it for. But my personal channel is West Coast Cam. Yeah. So yeah, they been got me, That's Leor Cohen in them. Anybody want to hop on with me? I know y'all be so tired of hearing that phrase. I'd be so tired of saying it because I know ain't nobody gonna hop on. They'll type till the cows come home, but they're not gonna really hop on. If you got any critique or something that you don't agree with, or tell it to me live. Let the people see you and hear you tell it to me live, like Brother Tazariak did. Don't that seem like the man thing to do? Don't men supposed to get at men? You know what I'm saying? Especially if one of them is live and calling for the other one. A real man ain't gonna really do this when another man that he disagrees with is telling him to get on. He's not gonna type to him. He's just gonna hop on and say what he got to say his piece. And that mean we beefing. You see how me and bro earlier, we ain't beefing. But if you critiquing, you know what I'm saying? You see that I didn't chop his head off. I didn't cuss him out. I'm not gonna cuss you out. I just want you to have heart to show your face and show your voice, like I do every night. I can't run. If somebody don't like what I'm saying and want to get busy or something, they know what I look like. I can't run. I'm not worried about that. But it's still manhood code, manhood principles of communication. You know what I'm saying? Manhood, not YouTube. Manhood. It's just manhood stuff. That's all. Dankster, back up. I'm new. I was shouting out the channel for Simple Facts. They interviewed my mentor years ago, but thank you for spreading this. There was a reason I wanted to see this tonight, man. Salute, Dankster. All respect. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, every night. I'll be doing this every night now. If you look at the analytics or you look at the history of this channel, I'll be on here every night, sometimes two times. Because that's what I think this is good energy. I think this is a good use of social media. I don't see nobody else doing it. I know my influence and my history and track record. I know my relationships with, your favorite rappers and actors and athletes and singers and all of that. So, you know, if I was able to influence them and I was valuable enough to them, then I'm definitely valuable enough to you. What I have to say is, and it's free, I'm not charging nobody for it. Why not share whatever value, you know, information? I don't mean you have to believe it, but I'm gonna lay it out there. What you do with it is your business, right? Strictly your business. You do not have to agree with me. You do not have to believe nothing I say or believe in nobody I believe in. That's not my duty. That is not my job. My duty is only to deliver this information clearly, plainly, and try to make it attractive enough to, you know, to where you want to listen to the whole sentence. But what you do with it is strictly between God and you. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care what, I mean, I care, but, you know, I don't care what you do with it. I'm just getting the blood off of my hands. So nobody will be able to say, I didn't understand, or I never heard that, or I didn't know that that's what y'all believe. I didn't know, you know. So that's what I'm doing. That's all. So everybody can disagree. Man, that's crazy. You sound crazy. I sound crazy. That's what they said about Noah. That's what they said about Lot. That's what they said about all the prophets and the few little small people that actually believed in them, Moses and Aaron. Yeah, I'm sure I sound crazy. I understand. So I'm gonna keep on sounding crazy. Just know that. But I'm gonna explain even more details that you can say is crazy. I'm gonna give you details. I'm gonna give you explanations. I'm gonna give you answers. You don't have to believe them, but they're gonna be so real and so down to earth and so provable that they're gonna hurt you. They're gonna upset your mind because you know that it's convicting us. It's holding us accountable. Like, oh, we're actually responsible for doing things on God level. We can't just say, oh, that's religion. No, he's erasing the religion excuse. The Muslims, Cam and the Muslims is erasing all my little excuses that I've been able to party up and get high and, you know, do my dirt and whatever with. Nope. But yeah, I'm not your leader. I'm not your leader. I'm telling you who the leader is. So who are we to tell God where to place his message or who to choose as his messenger? Prophet Muhammad was a white man. Yes. Yes. You got a problem with that? Yes. Prophet Muhammad was his messenger. His last prophet. Not last messenger, but last prophet. So who are you to tell God where he can put his message or who he can make his messenger or his prophet? That's between you and God. You know what I'm saying? If that's your position, that's your pro-black position, that's between you and God. It's not my problem. My problem is to tell you actual revelation and the detailed story, and whether you believe it or not, that's on you. That's your business. All right. Dark Gable, what you think about the peace negotiations with the neighborhoods and the Hoovers? It's beautiful that they even involved in attempting that uphill road. That's absolutely beautiful. Not saying that it's going to be no cakewalk and it's going to be no hand-in-hand kumbaya love story, whatever, but that's absolutely beautiful. That's biblical. That's epic. That's historic. You know what I'm saying? That's an immortal business. That's how we clean up our souls. That's how we clean up our dirt. I love that. Absolutely love it. Aboriginal power, salute, peace to the God. Dark Gable, Bilal is from the Indigenous of ancient Arabia. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the companions of the prophet and one of the people that the prophet, according to Hadith, I don't really talk much about Hadith, but according to Hadith, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as the white prophet of God, the only one that I know of that was white, and which is the last one of them, said that he saw the footsteps of Bilal, the black companion, going into paradise ahead of himself, before himself. Loué, shalom, salute, respect. Network, how did you feel? Every time somebody asks me that, and respect, I understand what you mean, Aboriginal power, but whenever you talking to a black man, you know what I mean, especially a conscious one, or a soldier or a warrior, never ask them how they feel about something. Ask them what they think. Feelings are irrelevant. Feelings are irrelevant. Feelings are like women and children. That's what clouds reason. That's what gets us into problems we into, because we operating on feelings instead of on thinking through something. So how do I think? What do I think about more so blacks claiming the original lineage? I'm not sure I understand that question, but what original lineage? Do righteous individuals have any power when the wicked appear to be in control of Earth's affairs? The wicked are absolutely not in control of Earth's affairs. The wicked are in control of their system's affairs. So when you hear the word, the world is going to end, no, the earth is not going to end. The life on earth is not going to end. Humans on earth is not going to end. The world means the world of Satan, the world of the wicked. Their systems, their governments, their institutions, their influence. That is what a world means. So they control that. That's theirs. That's all wicked. That's all satanic. Is all made to be destroyed. So yeah, they don't have no power over the heavens and the earth. That the laws of creation, the laws of nature, they don't have no power over that. Feel more black. And if y'all don't mind, can y'all hit the like button and send this little algorithm, shoot this thing onto the main public news feed page, because that's what the likes and all that, likes and subscribes and all of that, and interactions. I appreciate y'all interacting and commenting, because all of that, drives the algorithm to put it on like the basic news feed channel. So when people just come on YouTube on their homepage or whatever, they'll see us live. So if y'all don't mind, man, if y'all can hit the like button, I really appreciate it. But I appreciate y'all just hanging with me, period. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping me company and letting me keep you company. So that's better than any likes or algorithms or whatever, because we getting right to it live, keeping each other quality company live. This ain't no recording. It's real companionship, real camaraderie, your comrade getting at you, sharing what I understand, or what I think I understand, what I'm learning, what I've accomplished, what I haven't accomplished, what I'm suffering. That's why it's the KAM-PAIN trail, because it's more pain. But if I'm trying to gain, then I got to embrace pain. Pain is a gift that nobody wants. But there's no such thing as growth without it. Whatever it is that's valuable is going to involve pain. The greater the value, the greater the pain. Look at what women have to go through in labor and delivery. There's nothing greater than creating a whole new God. And look at the pain involved. That's the greatest pain, natural pain known to man, is childbirth. It's equal with the pain of death. The pain of when your body shuts down, So, and when I say that, I mean, generally speaking, what I mean by, because, I don't want to say it the wrong way, because it's some sensitivities that, I have some loved ones that just, family members just transitioned. So I don't want to say it like it's all has to be pain like that, because in many cases, the righteous don't even suffer pain. God is merciful, but I don't want to get on that. But the point, though, pain is part of growth and creation. Pain is part of mastery, self-mastery. We cannot become a master in nothing whatsoever without pain. Without pain. It don't mean that we sadistic or masochistic or like we supposed to love pain. No, we all naturally got that aversion. We don't want no pain. That's right. But once we have to deal with it, don't despise it. Just like working out. Well, I'm in it now. I may as well get the benefits from it. Don't run from it. Of course, you run from, evil-based pain. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no evil results, pain, pain based on evil. Terrence Love, last night's conversation was my first introduction to the fundamental tenets of the NOI. It was eye-opening, and this information isn't really accessible to the general public. Thank you for sharing, man. And that's what I'm here for. Thank you for listening. Thank you for thinking about it. Like, it don't mean that you have to believe in it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're really confident that what you have is superior, then you're not threatened by nobody rejecting it. Okay, you with man, if you happy without it, then I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? If you happy without it, then I'm happy. I'm just happy that I was able to, make you aware of it, present you with the information, be used as one of the ones that you would even listen to, even if you reject it. Because if it's true, then you're going to have to face it eventually anyway. And then I get the credit of, well, Cam, I remember Cam said that before or whatever. Yeah, I'm not here to condemn you if you don't accept that. I'm not in the condemning business, not of my own people. Nah, it's you on God's time clock. That's between you and God. Like, I'm on his clock too. And so I'm trying to hurry up and make sure you hear the information as digestible and as attractive as possible. But it's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than me. It's between you and God. See how that light came on. But yeah, if you don't mind, just hit the like button. Rob Bill, Cam, was Master Fard Muhammad or Wallace Fard Muhammad chosen to be the personage of Allah? We all are, but that's a great question, and I'm not sure exactly what you mean by it, but I can answer it. In the long answer is yes. And what I mean by that is the originator himself, the very first one of us, the self-created God that originated this form and created the law of reproduction, separated himself like cells divide and divided himself into a male and female. And then from that set up the law of reproduction and life and death cycle. He absolutely had, that's why he set it up like that, because he set all his creation on a course towards perfection. It don't happen abracadabra. Nothing in creation happens abracadabra and just instantly is at the destination or is at the growth or the peak of what it's supposed to be. Everything is continuously growing in God's creation. So once he created himself, his form, when I say himself, I mean his form, because his essence always existed. The darkness, the intelligence, the life force of triple dark space always existed. But this form that he brought together to express that eternal intelligence or energy, this form didn't always exist. So once he established this form and created the law of reproduction to multiply this form on into eternity, then he saw his goal or his aim of perfection in a man. And that man was master, or is master. It was, he saw it then, is Master Fard Muhammad. He represents the perfection of the work. And perfection don't mean the end. Perfection means the new beginning. That means now he gets to perfect all the rest of the creation and start a whole new thing. That's why the Bible and Quran or whatever Bible says, behold, I make all things new. It don't say, I make all new things. You know what I'm saying? He does that too. But I make all things that's already been created, I make them new. I perfect them. So that's who Master Fard Muhammad is that first perfected reproduction of the originator. So it's Allah, the originator, his mind, aim, will, purpose, power in the person now, fully developed in the person of a man. And that man, that first man that ever accomplished that is Master Fard Muhammad. And now Master Fard Muhammad has come to do the same thing for us, to break the cycle of ignorance or the cycle of different little ranks or the circle of the gods. And he came to make us, his people, equal with the gods. So he came to share his mind, his knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power, which is equivalent to that of the originator, Allah in the person. Now is Allah, the originator, in the person now of Master Fard Muhammad, that has achieved that level of mastery of over all things. And now he came to share that mastery with us, his uncle. He called us his uncle. When I say us, I'm talking about the black man and woman of North America. He called us his uncle because his mother was a white woman. So genetically, he's acknowledging the genetic superiority or the genetic authority, not the mental, not the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding authority, because he's unmatched when it comes to that. But he's still acknowledging the house that he achieved that mastery in is not superior to the original, his father's brothers, meaning us. So he's acknowledging genetically that he is not as potent, but if he can achieve that spiritual mastery in a non-fully original, half original house, imagine what you can do. If he can achieve that in a half original house or body, what can you do with a fully original or majority original? Because we all still got a little slave master blood floating in our veins or whatever. So hopefully that was a good enough explanation. D.D. Harrison, okay, the Torah only. I'm an Israelite. I just don't believe in camps. I tap in to learn. I'm not sure what you mean by that. And that's something I wanted to ask. And I'll ask, God willing, Brother Tazariak tomorrow or whenever we get back on about camp, like you said, the camps, like the camp of Moses and Aaron, the Israelite camp, and this UFO, this big pillar of fire by night and cloud by day that the Lord moves around in. What is that about? What can he identify exactly what that is? Or the Ezekiel, the wheel of Ezekiel, what that is? Because we come out right out and say it. That's a mother wheel. That's a mothership. That's what they call UFOs. But I want to hear what the Hebrew Israelite nations or different brotherhoods or whatever say that is, and who's in them, who made them, when, where, what are they for? Because in the nation we give you all the details. We give you all the details: who made them, when, why, what they gonna do, what they can do, right? And the world of the European, all the governments of this world keep that information above top secret. But now you start seeing them leaking so much of this disclosure information of these subjects, but they trying to lie and say that it's aliens and it's demons or whatever. But the Bible already describes it. So I wanted to hear what brother's explanation is, because you know what ours is. And if you don't, feel free to ask. It seems to me that the ones coming on practice dogma. Yeah, it seems like the ones coming on practice dogmatism. Cam is asking him, how did they arrive at what they're saying exactly? And not just how did they arrive? What does it mean? How does it apply? How do you apply it You know what I'm saying? What good is learning scriptures if we don't know what to do with it? Like, if you don't believe that man is God, then why, what is the benefits? Like, what is the power potential? What are we expected to be able to do in this body in our lifetime? If you believe in Jesus, it says, greater works shall ye do, greater works. Okay, well, according to Jesus, if we're going to take it literally, he raised the dead. He raised Lazarus after being dead and stinking for 4 days. So are we going to be able to do that? He walks on water. He heals the blind and the leprous and all whatever miracles that we claim he literally physically did. We supposed to be able to do greater. We supposed to be doing greater than that. And we not gods. And if he's not a God, that's what I asked earlier. If he's not a God, then why did he call us gods? Why did Psalms call us gods? And then he backed it up and reiterated and said, didn't I say in your law that you are gods? So are we not gods? Or we are gods? Is God a man? Is God not a man? Like, so, it's in the book. This is not me freestyling. I grew up on the Bible. I know what's in it. I know what's in it. Monique Hill, salute, peace, peace. Demetrius McCurtis, not every black God is presented to you in its plain sight of what we see. I don't know. No disrespect. I don't know what that means. Anything that's talking about mysteries and mystery ghosts or mystery, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect because I don't understand what you're saying. We are creators, not gods. According to who? Open to knowledge. What is the definition of a God? So that's why I even get into that. Because how are you going to tell us what we're not if we don't know what a God even is? Whose definition of God are we going by? That's why we got to go to like Malcolm X. Nobody could handle Malcolm X or nobody in the nation because we go back into the roots of words. We don't deal with the Johnny come lately, move the goalpost definitions that the enemy just recently changed because they know we about to go fishing for definitions now because we waking up. So we have to go to etymology dictionaries, English etymology dictionaries. So if we going into dictionaries that say some Johnny come lately definition, like, oh, we don't believe that. Who said that was the definition? We have to go to our ancient definition. So God just means one with force and power. One with force and power over another. That's God. A God is one with force and power over another. Did you know that? So, yeah. So, if we taking things literal, like I got some questions for you. If you got questions for me, I got even more questions for you. The only thing is I'm making myself available to be questioned. They not. When I say they, I'm talking about any of y'all that's not willing to hop on here and let me ask you some direct questions, like I'm letting you ask me. Ain't that honorable of me? Ain't that honorable? I ain't ducking nothing. Did I duck anything? I had to leave earlier after 2 hours. I told Brother Tazariak that I can probably do 30 minutes. I wound up doing 2 hours, and that still wasn't enough time. But there wasn't no ducking and no running and nothing like that, other than me getting in trouble with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because I made her late. You know what I'm saying? But she still loved her husband and respected what I was doing. But that's how much respect I gave Brother Tazariak that I shut my personal thing and my queen down, you know what I'm saying, to talk with my brother so y'all can see it. So now I'm back. And the Lord said to tell you hi. No, but I'm back. It's for whoever else wanted until Brother Tazariak, until we can get back on the line again. But if y'all here and y'all disagree, hop on like Brother did. He was 10 toes down, right? He stood on business, right? What you standing on, the keyboard? Y'all standing, this y'all business? Standing on that keyboard. Standing on that cell phone pad. Hey, y'all call what you calling to the table. Fat Art Television. You say you don't duck, but you verbally scramble. Get on here and make me scramble. If I scramble, but I show up, what is it you doing? What do you call this that you doing? Because I've been calling you out for the last 2 or 3 days. Hop on here with me. Because I don't want to block y'all. This is just entertainment now. Now I just clown y'all. This is not really dissing because, you know, you getting at me. So this is fun how I'm going to clown you. Because, you know what I'm saying? If you're a stenographer, that's usually a female's profession, stenographers. You know what I'm saying? You dictating, you just typing when a grown man calling you out. You know what I'm saying? Real men hop on. You see what it was earlier. Real men hop on. Even that, you know. Risque reality rants. Where do the East Indians from India come from in the ordered creation of various people? They're part of the original family of Triple Darkness. The original family. Those are black people. Those are original black people. Talking about genetically. We're taught that, you know, the Hinduism thing that they started adopting is deviation from our natural nature and our natural righteous divine laws. So we don't accept that Hinduism stuff that, you know. But I would love to hear, you know, like I said, just because I say we don't accept, that's a law, but I'm not scared to listen to it. You know, I study all of it. There's nothing I'm scared to listen to. There's nothing I'm scared to read. You know, I'm not restricted to the Quran. I'm not restricted to the NOI, Supreme Wisdom lessons. I'm not restricted to nothing. I study all I can get my hands on if it's interesting to me. I'm not scared of nothing. No information. Here go the link. Oh, that's somebody else. My bad. But yeah, for whoever, they go to link, the StreamYard link right there. I just posted it. Digital Soapbox Network, StreamYard.com. Just because someone else doesn't understand you, don't mean God doesn't. Right. And we trying to show and prove who God is. Because we keep on using this concept, this God concept, but you can't pin it down and define it and identify it. That's a mystery concept. We're telling you who God is. We're telling you who our God is. You know, you don't have to believe that our God is your God, but we're identifying our God and letting you get at him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that commendable? Ain't that honorable? There's no mystery here. Well, y'all believe in man or y'all believe in some master fard, Muhammad? Yes. Yes. Now what? Yes. Ask me something about him. You're going to get more information about my God than you're going to give me about yours. But you call me crazy because I got real answers. You know what I'm saying? But you're not crazy because you coming up with all kind of unprovable mystery ghost story answers. Like, which one is really crazy? Like, if we're going to look up the definition of crazy, I'm actually presenting and identifying specifically whoever I'm talking about that I believe in, who I pray to, who the angels are, who the messengers, the prophets are. Like, so, you know, how can you how can you dispute if you're not coming with nothing? If you're not coming with nothing, how can you dispute? Ricardo, do you think Fard Muhammad is on the level of Jesus Christ? What level is that? What level is that? The God Killer.
What's good? What's up, Cam? How you doing?
We good, or we on our way. We striving to be good. What's on your mind, God?
Man, I'm just stopping through. I seen Tazariak on earlier. Y'all had a live discussion.
Man, what did you think? What stood out to you about it?
Man, y'all both was a little religious. I was like, but I just like the discourse y'all had. Y'all a little bit too religious.
I hear you. What do you mean by religious?
Well, y'all both had y'all takes on what y'all consider to be scripture. Okay. One considered the Quran to be scripture. The other considered the biblical text to be scripture. So I found that very interesting. So for me, the culture that we come from predate biblical and Islamic text. So I kind of
What
understand it.
culture is that, if you don't mind me asking?
That would be the indigenous people that first walked up out of Africa.
What are they called?
And so what scientists call, we just call them simply knowledgeable man, Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens sapiens. This is before you had your tribal names and all that. Go back to far in history, approximately about 350,000 BCE.
Okay.
Ancient.
And,
the
and you
ancient of
saying
ancient.
no? I'm not disputing that. I don't disagree. I'm just trying to get identification. Like, what what do you believe religion means?
Well, religion consists of a few things. You can have a religion without having a god. Maybe they're just simply different cultural practices produced by indigenous tribes around the world. So there's actually no real true religion. It's based off of cultural understanding of the world around them.
Well,
So
why
some
can't
religions
there
have
all be?
ancestral worship.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, some cultures have ancestral worship. Some cultures have gods. Some cultures have text. So it depends. I'm talking about culture to predate writing. That's all.
But you saying religion is bad, or what are
No,
you saying?
no. I think our religion is an integral part of human beings. I just understand that there's thousands of religions. There's no one way to look at the world around you, not unless you're looking at it from the lenses of science. And I suggest African Americans look at it through the lenses of science, because we're natural people, and
Right.
science is the study of nature.
Absolutely. So did you listen to the whole live between me and him, the 2 hours?
Yeah, he kind of got you a little bit with the white man part, because it's interesting, because the Nation of Islam
No.
claims that the white man is the devil.
Yeah. Hold that thought, because I was talking about exactly what you was talking about, which was science, right? Which was provable science. He was pushing scriptures, so I was trying to honor that and ask him questions about scriptures. But I told him my scripture is the creation, is nature, the provable creation. That's the word of God. That's the scripture. That's the real Bible and the real Quran. You heard when I said that?
I heard what you said there, and I felt like it was you was mixing it up. You can't put science with creation together. It's two separate things.
Really?
Absolutely.
What is your definition of science?
The word science means knowledge and to know.
So you
The
can't put
question is,
knowledge.
let me finish. No, see, you can't stop right there. The
All
question is, what is scientists seeking to know? They're seeking to understand the natural phenomenon, not the supernatural. That's in the realm of religion. So basically, your doctrine is trying to explain the supernatural, and that's what it is. But science is actually dealing with the natural world, not the supernatural world. Two separate items.
But science. You said scientists. I said science.
Right? Science.
So
It's knowledge.
Science cannot be put with
Supernatural.
What is the definition of supernatural? Is there such
outside
thing
of nature? Huh? Super outside of nature.
What exists outside of nature?
You would have to tell me based off your religion.
So I love it. I love this subject. So you believe in God? You believe in any God?
No, I'm a real black atheist, brother. Look, you can check me out. I would like to come back on another time and really get in a great conversation with you.
Absolutely.
I'm pseudo killers. I'm a raw squad. Community skeptics. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm an atheist to this world's definition of God. So I agree with you on that.
Okay.
So that's why I be getting into the words and the definitions and what people's understanding of the concept even is. Right.
So yeah, go ahead.
So, but science is the like you said, the study of something, right?
Yeah.
So
natural phenomenon.
There's nothing There's nothing that exists that didn't have a cause, right? It's cause and effect. Cause and effect.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, there's no such thing as nothing.
Right. So if the white man or whatever we was talking about came from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think they came from?
Well, you're simply looking at a mutated African.
So they came from us, right?
No, white people are the same age as what you would consider black people.
No,
They're Homo
I
sapiens.
said, where did they come from?
They didn't directly. Europeans didn't directly come from what you would consider the indigenous Africans. There's a stage, and so Europeans are classified as non-Africans, and continental Africans is classified as Africans. And the piece is this: is that although Europeans are non-African, they're still African. You would have to understand science to even know what I'm actually saying.
I understand science very well. I'm just listening to your answer.
So they call non-Africans anybody outside the continent of Africa. That would be Native Americans. That would be people in the Caucasus, in the area of the Caucasus, in Asia. They're considered non-African because their mutation occurred outside of the continent of Africa. That's why they call non-Africans. But fundamentally speaking, all humans are Africans.
So you're saying that black people are from Africa?
Yes, and that's actually a social construct. So for this conversation, I'm a jive with the black, because I'm black and I'm proud. But if we're talking about ancient populations, you can't put that European colonialism social construct on it.
I'm like, you talking with me. I ain't even on none of that. I'm talking about you saying African. So you saying
absolutely.
You're saying that we're African. You're not saying that we are before Africa. We didn't exist. I'm saying before Africa.
No. Now the continent itself exists prior to people even deeming it a continent. The people itself predate before scientific terms was placed on them. Since we're speaking English, the scientific term, when they're identifying continents, they identify Africa as the mother of humanity, and the first person to actually purport that was Charles Darwin.
Who do you
Charles
believe?
Darwin comes up with the outer. He starts off with saying that Africans started in Africa. You can read this in John Jackson's work. He talks about that, and Dr. Ben's work.
Charles Darwin is a white man, right?
Absolutely.
So who do you believe created the Earth?
Natural phenomenon.
What is natural phenomenon?
Planetary. So like dust particles.
Dust particles have intelligence to formulate in life?
No, it's just all based off gravity.
So gravity. So gravity is the creator of phenomenon.
Life. It's a natural phenomenon. There's a theory on how the planet was formed.
Yeah, and I'm not asking for theory. I'm saying,
I said a scientific theory though. Difference between the
theories. It's unlimited amounts of theories. But if we're speaking with authority, as though what you're saying is actually the true answer, and because you're not saying I believe this and I believe that, you're speaking absolute, right? Mm-hmm. So are you saying
no? Science doesn't. Yeah, see, science doesn't speak in absolutes.
Well, you speak.
And when I say I'm not, because I'm speaking in approximates, because science deals with approximates. Science is not concerned with the truth. See, so you might be looking for the truth, right? But in actuality, science is not concerned with the truth. It actually measures in approximates. So there is no absolutes, because we could say something today and find more evidence and find out we was wrong, and that's fine.
Do you exist?
Do I exist as a human being? I do, absolutely.
So that's an absolute, right?
It's not an absolute.
So you don't exist. You maybe.
What I'm saying is, I don't gotta exist. I could die on this program.
No, I didn't say
that I would seek to exist. So I'm saying, so right now, as I'm speaking, right, I am living, moving towards death. We're all moving towards death, right? But right now, I'm living.
I didn't ask you none of that. I asked you, do you?
You asked me, am I speaking in absolutes? And no, I'm not speaking in absolutes, because there could be something that could change, right? To realize that we're not living as much as we think we are. So that could change too. So 99.99% approximate, yes, I'm living.
I appreciate you. Let me get this brother open and knowledge on. I appreciate you, big brother.
All right, look me up though, bro. Maybe we can have a serious conversation one day. My name is Brother. You might have seen me around. We can do that.
Nobody lightly. This was serious. I heard what I needed to hear.
Okay, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on the program, man.
Yes, sir. Peace. Open to knowledge.
Yo, peace and respect, man. Damn, I wanted to come up here and catch the pseudo killer, man, and ask him some questions. You had him right there.
No, I'm not even trying to get nobody. I'm just trying to let them express themselves.
No, just for the right questions. It's all about the right question. Matter of fact, let me say peace to you. First of
Peace,
all,
peace.
bruh, I love the way you explain yourself about that tether situation. That's how I found you.
Man, salute.
You know what I'm talking about? You say, hey,
Yeah,
don't compare me with somebody else. I'm here now. Ask my definition of that. I respect that fully, man. I respect religion too. I was born in the oh shit. Is my mic choppy or something like that?
No, you good. You good. I hear you clear.
Yeah, I was born in the AME religion. I'm from South Carolina too.
Man,
You know what I
salute.
mean?
Salute.
Yeah, real wild Indian. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. And I love your show. I just want to come up and build with you because I was the one who put that in the chat that we are creators, not gods.
Mm.
And you know what I
Can
mean?
you explain the difference?
The reason why I say that we are creators, because we can come up with concepts and create different things individually, but then we also can be co-creators and create life.
Right.
The same thing that they say that the gods did.
So we can be both. It don't have to be one or the other. We can actually be both.
But the gods created out of nothing.
Is there such thing as nothing?
No, it's not. That's what I said. There's no way you can create nothing out of, something out of nothing. There's no way.
Right.
There's
So
no
there was
way.
material. There was material in the darkness, full potential, unlimited potential material of energy and black matter or whatever they call it.
Co-energy.
Say that one more time.
Co-energy. Co-energy that came together. Different types of energy.
Right.
Came together, which created a vortex, which created the energy. You know what I mean? I call it a vortex, or I call it a spiral. I call it energy or whatever like that. Because even when you die, it's proven that your body still has energy, and you know your energy goes. So that's why I say that, man. Well, I know for a fact, me and my baby mama created my child. That's tangible.
Right.
See, I'm American Indian. That's why I tell you, North American Indians, we didn't have gods. We believed in nature.
Right.
Because it was tangible. You understand what I'm saying? So
I hear you. I totally hear you.
Yeah. So
the concept.
That's why I say that, bro.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's why I say that. And I also have a channel too. I would love to have you over there, man, dog. We rock with you over there. We rock with you over there in the Aboriginal and American Indian community. Big brother Bat put us on to you. Big Aboriginal Power.
Yes,
he put us on to you, man. You know what I mean? Come rock with us, man. You know what I mean?
Yes,
definitely.
Sir.
Definitely,
yeah.
man.
And when we get off, or I don't know if are you on Instagram?
I'm on YouTube too. I got my own channel, but I put it in the back just for you.
Yeah, I'm saying, put it in. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna follow you there, and we'll build.
Yep. All right, well, go. What you think about what I just said about the creator and the God thing?
I think it's both. You know what I'm saying? Our definition of God is just force and power over another. So there's grade levels of gods. You know what I'm saying? Any man that has a measure of force or power over another, it has God power. That's God power. If you're talking about specific grade level of power called creator, the power to create out of what we call nothing, then that's a most high God. You know what I'm saying? There's grades of gods. There's grades of devils. There's grades of believers. There's grades of everything. There's ranks and grade levels of everything.
And I don't want to get mistaken. What religion you was brought up in, fam?
I was brought up a Christian, an apostolic Christian.
Oh, apostolic Christian. Yeah, in Chicago, dog. I was a Catholic Christian, going to mass church, but in the South, it's that AME drums and piano. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a whole big difference. People don't even know though. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, if you don't mind me asking, how you feel about this American Indian thing? Because I noticed you was asking questions to Unc that. Now, so you saying you don't think that we've been here before this this thing that what he was talking about. What you think about that, bro?
Firstly, I say this to all my bros, like, I try to get us in the habit of not asking how we feel, not asking another man how he feels about something. We ask, what do you think about something? What do you think about that? All right.
My
And
apologies. What do you
no,
think?
it's not a disrespect or nothing. It's just something I be trying to get my brothers to focus on. As far as the indigenous original, we taught in the Nation of Islam. I'm a member of the Nation of Islam, and we taught that the native indigenous so-called American Indians have been in this hemisphere for the last 16,000 years. They've been here 16,000 years, 10,000 years before the white race was ever created. And they was actually exiled from India, 16,000 years ago for breaking certain spiritual agreements or spiritual, and this is just a story. I can't prove it. I'm just telling you what the NOI teachings are. But the Native Americans or so-called Indians are original Black people from the beginning, from the creation.
But they saying that our story started in India.
No, I'm saying that's where they were exiled from India to the United States of America. That's why they migrated here, because this is not the best part of the planet. They're from the best part of the planet. Us, we settled in the best part of the planet, but when we broke certain laws or when we rebelled and wanted to do something outside of the I ain't gonna say the law, but the agreement, the majority, we wasn't enemies as such where it's bloodshed or something like that. It's just, okay, well, whatever you're gonna do, you do it over there. So we leave and migrate and establish our way of life in whatever way we wanted to do, but we can't do it among the majority.
Right. So do you believe any of those religious books or texts or scrolls or papyrus was relating to the Americas?
Absolutely. Majority of it is.
Why do you say that?
Because we are the people, and that's a long story, and I don't want to, because it kind of goes kind of deep, but all of this, the majority of all of the scriptures are talking about us, the so-called Black and indigenous people of North America, the people that was violated and destroyed by this European. So all of that is about, and even the vengeance of God and Armageddon and the wars and destruction is all over us. That's the like the Native Americans call the Great Spirit, or we call Allah, or you call Yahweh, or whatever. That's the law of divine justice, the God that's punishing and retaliating for what was done to us.
And let me correct this too. I'm not a Native American. I'm an American Indian. A Native American of today is totally different. Now, if you're talking about Native American before the 1700s, then that's different. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about native of the land. But anything after the 1700s, close to 1800s, bro, we know who that got put on. You understand what I'm saying? Because you see them on the reservations. Those are separate than me. You understand what I'm saying? So
yes, it's a separate tribe. It's a separate tribe. It's still part of the original indigenous family, but I think that's what the FBA's argument is, that ADOS is descendants of slaves, but FBA's is like the native
fundamental black,
foundational, the foundational blacks that they say was already here, that wasn't brought from Africa.
Well, 88's name change. It started out American descendants of slavery, until the Irish and all of them start saying, well, shit, we American slaves too. We descendants of American slaves too, because we came here on indentured servitude. That's where the problem came in at. That's when they try to switch it to African descendants of slavery. That wasn't working, because everybody, our complexion wasn't agreeing with that. We're not Africans. You know what I'm saying? So now that's when they came out with FBA.
Right.
But they still saying that they from Africa. We don't say that, my dog.
Right, right. I hear you. And that's why, you know, we can't finesse the law, the divine laws of justice. So all of it is going to come to the light, and all of it is being forced to the light. These conversations that we having right now is actually forcing the subject to the light. So everything is being sorted out for who and what it really is.
And I see one thing about me. I studied the American Indian slave trade. You ever heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
That right there will change people's aspect of what was going on when you see how they was taking us from over here and shipping us all over these places. Before any other people was coming to North America, they were shipping us out. And I'm in South Carolina, dog, and I can show you that more American Indians was taken out of South Carolina than Africans brought in. And that these Africans that was brought in, what complexion are they?
You talking about slaves, or you talking about
at the same time, yeah, these Africans, period. Because at the same time, we see damn near 1 million Africans within slavery on side these coasts of Africa. At the same time, 1 million Europeans.
I'm lost.
Oh, you never heard it was 1 million Europeans enslaved in Africa at the same time as the transatlantic slave trade?
You said it was 1 million white people enslaved?
I didn't say white. I say European. That's our problem.
Well, Europe, listen. Europe is a landmass. Europe is a landmass. We have to identify them genetically, not according to a landmass.
Okay, so all of Europe is white at this time of the slave trade?
We are the original dark people are the indigenous native people of every part of the planet.
Okay, then. Okay, then. So they will have some melanation, right? Remember now, the Moors came out of Africa in 700. So they was already mixed up way before the transatlantic slave trade.
So you lose me. Like, we scared to say, like, what color are you saying they were?
We don't know. That's the thing. They never said it. They never said it.
Who never said it?
All they said was European, and all they say was Africans.
Who never said it?
Who said it?
All right, we confused. We're just double back on this because we kind of going around in circles.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. It was 1 million Europeans, and I'm gonna tell you, 1 million Caucasian Europeans enslaved in Africa at the same time as the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay,
so now once they're coming out of Africa during the transatlantic slave trade, they're considered African too, my brother. So now when they're saying African slaves, who are they talking about? Who are these African slaves?
Okay. We'll double back, bro, God willing, and get deeper into that. I'm gonna let some more calls get on. And but you got open door policy with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're gonna hang around and peace.
But I can bring you up. I can share my screen. See, one thing about me, bro, I don't talk. I can share my screen now. I can prove everything I say.
We'll do that, God willing.
For your chat.
All right, we'll do that on another day. And like I said, I'm not denying that. Like, I listen, but you got to keep in mind that there's other people that's here that wants to get on. You know what I'm saying? And I want to hear from other people also. It's not just other people that want to get on. It's other people that I want to hear from. I want to, because I can't do a big screen of 3 or 4 people. I tried that and that don't work for me. So I got to allow one-to-one, one-on-one. So, and I'll let y'all, I put it on here so we can see it and weigh it or judge it however we're going to judge it for ourselves. I'm not here to say the brother is wrong. I'm not here to say the brother is right. I'm not here for that. I just want to get other takes. I want to hear other perspectives. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Because if I start inserting my own thoughts or opinions or judgment on it, then it's gonna go left real quick. Beezy said he just saying all slaves from the transatlantic slave trade were not melanated. So and if that's what he was saying, like if y'all heard me asking, so what color they were, and then we had to go all the way around the block for my brother to finally just say they was Caucasian, then I can't afford to waste time like that. I can't allow my time to be wasted. Like cut straight to it, say what it is. So if you really meant Caucasian or white people the whole time, you should have just said that when I said it. So I can't hang around for that, and at least not tonight. You know what I'm saying? He was, yeah, I don't know, I ain't even gonna say I don't know, because I do know, but I'm not gonna say what I know or what I think I know. This is to let people say what they know or what they think they know, and we just compare it. I like to allow people to say their piece and show their face, so we can compare it. Voice and pictures is worth more than 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying? Especially with us, with our generation, with the youth and stuff, we're not gonna really listen to nobody that don't look like they benefiting from whatever they claim they know. If I see you got a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or a Rover or a Lamborghini or whatever, and it's not a rental, and you got some, I'm more inclined to listen to you, because I want to see what you're doing with the knowledge that you got. So if we really know all of these things, I want to see, or I want to see us. I want to hear from us. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to pull your file like you pull mine. You know what I'm saying? Okay, his track record is this. His accomplishments is that. Her track record is that. Her accomplishments is that. You know what I mean? Because if it's something that I'm supposed to conform to, if something that you pushing is the absolute right thing, and this is what we're supposed to be doing, we're supposed to be believing, we're supposed to be united and committed to this, I need to see proof of why I should be committed to that. And a lot of times, a picture or video or audio is going to kind of let you know what quality that we're looking at. That's all. And there's no disrespect or nothing like that, because I want to know. I want the best. I want the best. I think we deserve the best. So if I think what I represent is the best, then I'm going to present myself. I'm going to present my leaders, my nation, our accomplishments, and I'm going to let everybody else present theirs. So that's it. It's not about, whether we agree or disagree or whatever. It's just we provide the examples and let the people, choose what they think. That's all. King Arthur 661, Cam, have you ever had genetic ancestry testing? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not even interested. I know about, I know who my grandparents are and who their grandparents are, but yeah, I'm not concerned about this is just me personally. As long as I know I'm a descendant of slaves, then that's all I know. I'm an orphan. I'm an orphan. Even if I gave my DNA to somebody, I wouldn't trust it. I don't trust giving my DNA to nobody in this world. I don't trust that process. I'm not giving my DNA to nobody except my wife. I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not interested in that. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. We orphans. So orphans, when you don't know who your parents are, then you just have to dedicate yourself to starting your lineage or starting your dynasty or your legacy with you. That's why we wear the X in the nation. I don't know where I'm from. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe somebody taking some of my DNA is going to actually be true and accurate. I think you got other plans for my DNA. So I'm happy just being an orphan, and I'm just going to start my own family with me, from me. So I was born Craig Miller, you know what I'm saying, slave name, and then I got rid of that name. So then I became Craig X, and then Craig Muhammad, and then I actually got my holy name, right, Cam Muhammad or Mueed Muhammad. So I'm Muhammad. So if I do good and I make my right impact on the world and on my children or whatever, then I start this new legacy or lineage from me breaking the cycle of that ignorance. And so I'm like the new Adam. We're all like new Adams and Eves. That's why we're so valuable to God, because the chosen people that have been lost from our own, we're orphans. We're like the God was. The God was an orphan. The originator was an orphan. He didn't have no mother or father. He had to build his own company. He had to build his own family. He had to build his own, environment. And that's why we're so close to him, to his heart, because we're an orphan people. We don't have the knowledge of our mothers and fathers and our language and nobody to turn to and rely on. That's why he loves us and chose us among the, over the others. So I'm not interested in no DNA tests. I don't know why someone was trying to. Yeah, I mean, the enemy, the lessons teaches us why does the devil call our people Africans? Because he wants us to think that we're all different, right? That's a form of division. That's a form of Willie Lynchism. We're not Africans. We're the original people of this planet. Africa didn't produce us. You know what I'm saying? Africa didn't make us black. We're not Africans. We could have chosen to settle in Africa and make Africa our throne, but our home is this whole planet. This whole planet. We're from this whole planet. We're not from Africa. Right? But that's just my take, and that's what I'm here for, to give you a different way of thinking. You don't have to adopt it. You don't have to agree with my way of thinking and my way of seeing the world and seeing life and all of that. But my duty is to at least show you a different way of thinking, a different way of perceiving, a different way of solving certain personal, knowledge of self problems. People gonna try to put you into their box, and they might accuse me of trying to put them into my box. Okay, you just do what you do, and let's just see which one's works and which one's fruits, actually bear out. That's what it comes down to. No matter what we claim we believe in, it's all gonna boil down to the works and the fruit. You can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. You can tell a man or a woman or information or a doctrine or a theology by its works. Its works. So you see our works. That's what I'm saying. You see our works. Even if you following me or you know anything about me, my raps or whatever, that's my body of works. Works. I don't just talk. You know what I'm saying? We all pool our resources and work together in a collective manner. We built an economy. We built a school system. We built, So, we have an army. We have a brotherhood. We have a constitution. We have a government. You know what I'm saying? So we've been working on our nation. We've been working on ourselves. If nobody chooses to join on, that's not no reflection on us. We can look at the condition of our people that's not in this organization or that's not a member of the Nation of Islam, and look at their health condition, look at their mental condition, look at their marital condition, their relationship condition, look at their unity condition, look, compared with ours. Look at whether or not the police is abusing them and, they suffering this and suffering that, compared with this nation. And that's your works. That's your proof. That's your fruits. So I'm not threatened whatsoever. Like, anybody, man, you this and y'all crazy or y'all this and what about this? All right, yeah, okay. All right. Whatever you have works for you, stay with it. You know what I'm saying? We just here sharing information, you know what I'm saying? Just sharing data and receipts, sharing, ideas. If what you have is, if you're happy with what you have, and salute. You don't hear me bashing what you have. So, but if you feel like you want to bash what I have, then that's an indication of something. That's an indication of something. If I don't have to bash you and I'm successful, but you feel like you have to bash or whatever, okay. All right. You say so. And that's a lot of where the lines get blurred, because we all say that, we should everybody should respect everybody's beliefs and right to do whatever they want to do. But, we see what's going on with our children and this rainbow stuff and this transition stuff. So should they be free to influence our children? Should everybody just be free to do whatever they want, regardless of how it affects others? So laws have to be put in place, and lawmakers and law enforcers have to be in place. Because if there's no laws and the laws ain't based on moral correctness and righteousness, then you're gonna have chaos, you're gonna have hell, you're gonna have disease, you're gonna have mayhem. So if you want to be free, that definition of free, then just be free. Like we're not into that kind of freedom. I'm a slave, y'all Muhammad, y'all Muslim slave. Yeah, I'm a willing slave. That's what Abdul means. Abdul means like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's the actual definition of slave. The Europeans or the Caucasians, the ones that enslaved us, that wasn't slavery they had us in. That was satanic torture, destruction, crime against humanity. Slavery is willing servitude, or slavery is a prisoner of war. Slavery is not satanic. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Slavery is not satanic. The real definition of slavery is servant. Servant. God is a servant. Jesus is a servant. Moses is a servant. Muhammad is a servant. And another word in our language for servant is slave, willing slave, voluntary servant. They in America they call them public servants, but they get paid. They're not no voluntary service. You getting paid. You doing that for a check. But the Arabic definition for Abdul means slave, slave of. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Abdul Rahman, Abdul Rahim. That means slave of the beneficent, slave of the merciful. Like it or not, you and me and all of us are slaves to the laws of nature. You're slaves to oxygen. You're slaves to water. You're slaves to sleep. You're slaves to food. We're slaves to 98.6 degrees. You're slaves. You can't free yourself from that slavery. You're a slave to your gender. If you was born a male, I don't care what you do, you're a slave to that law. But who taught us that slavery was evil? Who renamed that concept as some horror movie, dehumanization, terror, torture, violence, Yeah, what they did to us was not slavery. That's not slavery. That's something else. That's something far worse than slavery. Such and such had slaves, yeah. Slave to Netflix. The black man ain't no slave to no man. Yes, the black man is a slave. The black man is the slave to the laws of nature, just like I said. That's why we call ourselves Muslims, one who submits our will to do the will of God. And God is not a spook or a spirit. If you're going to learn to be a master at anything, you don't want to get up and practice. You don't want to, you know, if you're a boxer or whatever, or you're a tennis player or whatever, you're going to have to submit what you want to. No, I want to stay in the bed. No, I don't want to practice today. No, you're going to have to submit. And instead of doing what you want to do, you're going to have to actually be a servant or a slave of whatever teacher, master, boxer, coach, NBA coach, whatever. You're going to have to submit and obey thoroughly the master of that discipline, that master, that Bruce Lee is your master. Yeah, you're going to submit and obey that master. That's your master, and you his slave. That's what that means. You will not attain to the same level of no master if you don't submit to that master and basically be that master's slave in that particular discipline. So whatever emotional triggers that we have because of what was done to us by white people in slavery, that we just reject that whole term altogether, that's just an emotional problem. That's just an emotional problem. That's like women don't want to hear the word obey or submit, whatever, to their husband. That ain't an evil word. You're just triggered because of some trauma or whatever violation that happened to you with somebody using that word. That word ain't wrong. That word ain't evil. But feelings, how do you feel? So how you feel, it's not about feelings. It's about facts. It's about definitions. It's about provable receipts. Data. So that's where I'm at with it. We are slaves. If you're a child, you're a slave to your mother. At least we used to be. We used to be slaves to our mama and daddy. Now somebody, the real wicked slave master, then stepped up and said, you don't even have natural power over your own children. You don't even have authority over your own children no more. So you can't even discipline your own children. But they'll come in your house with a nightstick and a gun and some handcuffs and touch everything in that house. They'll put their hands on everybody in your house, but you can't put your hands on your own, you know, children that's under your authority. Yeah, and y'all falling for it. So I don't subscribe to none of that. That's all feelings, and that's all satanic manipulation through feelings, through emotions, through trauma. Traumatize us at an early age, and remind you and trigger you, and trigger that trauma, and then have us resisting and rejecting and rebelling against all natural authority, all authority whatsoever. So everybody's wild and lawless, doing whatever they want to do, and everything's going to crash and burn. And so that's as it was in the days of Noah and Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah and ancient Rome and Babylon and Egypt. That's as how it is now. So this is not about me getting nobody to agree with me or believe me or nothing. I'm like, no, I'm over here building my little ark. Y'all walking by clowning and mocking. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here. I'm not in your way. You're not in my way. All right, cool. We'll see. That's all. My job is just to deliver, like I said, over and over. My duty is just to deliver the message. Get the blood off my hands. So you won't be able to say you didn't hear it and you didn't understand the message or the warning or the concept. And we good. Yeah. Say it look like an alien. What do an alien look like? Yeah, no smoke tonight. Tall guy, Slim, salute. Gain so much knowledge, understanding from Cam for that. Thank you, man. Thank you, tall guy, Slim. Thank you. And that's all we can do is just lay out what we understand, and if people gravitate to it and resonate with it, like I said, some about earlier with Brother Tazariot regarding white people. So you saying white people can be saved? Yes, white people can be saved. It's not our job to go try to save them. Our job, we did our job, which was providing the path, establishing establishing the example, which is Prophet Muhammad, and providing the path and the book and the nature of the original man that you have to live by, and following that prophet. That's their prophet. That's the prophet for that race. But he's also, for us too. We're not a race, but those of us that have fallen under that race and become savage little black devils under them. That prophet is an example for us also, because now we got to come up out of all of this filth and devilishment and wickedness that we've been practicing. So if a white person can do it, we definitely can do it. So that's a level of spiritual and emotional maturity that a lot of us don't have. We claim to be big, black, strong, tough warriors, and the enemy this and the enemy that, what I'm saying? But real warfare is about wisdom, knowledge and wisdom, and understanding about the purpose of things. So that's why I asked, so why do you think God made devil? God made the devil. You can ask me and say, "Oh, that's crazy." But if I ask you, why do you say God made the devil? I gave you the answer of why we say God made the devil. But if I give it to you or somebody else and you can't tell me why, which one is crazier? Somebody that actually gives you a comprehensive answer, you know what I'm saying, whether you agree or like it or not, or somebody that can't give you no answer. Which one is the crazy one? Which one is the one that's, not standing on solid ground? Daryl Jackson, is there a skin color in heaven? Heaven is the hereafter here on earth. So yeah, right. And we know just by nature, certain things are not made to last. Certain things are not made to last. We know certain genetics are not made to last, whether a so-called God destroys them or time destroys them. We know just by being knowledgeable about how the laws of nature work. We know certain people are not even made to be able to last. So there's no need getting that kind of upset if you know that they're going to go extinct soon anyway. If you look at the birth, not the birth record. What do you call that? Is that called, what do you call that? How many people was born versus how many people dies? If it's at 0, we already see that's on its way out. Whether we get mad at them or not, that's already the sun and the climate and whatever, the natural laws of creation is already moving that out the way. Why do I need to be mad at them? You know what I'm saying? They doing what they was made to do. If I'm gonna be mad at anybody, I'm gonna be mad at us. I'm gonna be mad at us. If I'm gonna get emotional about anybody, I'm gonna get emotional and get in my feelings or passionate or wrathful at us. Because we knew better. We had the information and we rejected. They don't reject this information. That's the cold part. They tap your phone and listen to it, or they try to get in your meetings, or they study it in secret in Masonic lodges and shrines, and they all in with this information. They studying, like I said, they studying us in the creation way more than we studying. Yeah. Talking about the former slave master. That's who. The slave masters people, that race. They're far, even though they claim to be atheists or they clearly might be satanic, they still are doing more with information. They're not lazy. They'll go study. They'll go study and experiment and learn and master things, which would allow them to rule those of us that's memorizing scriptures and doing prayers and stuff and debating with each other. They busy learning actual knowledge and sciences of the laws of creation. They busy back engineering God's creation, reverse engineering God's creation and learning how to manipulate it while we arguing about scriptures. So I don't waste my time really arguing too much about scriptures. I'll listen and I'll answer questions that you have about us and pertaining to scriptures and all of that. But I'm going to always put in some actual science or knowledge or practical application of reality. How is this going to affect me? How does this affect me? How am I going to use this for my everyday life? How is this information going to, advance my people and advance civilization? How is this going to make me healthier? How is this going to make me wiser? How is this going to unlock my pineal gland, or my, clean up my sperm, or, what I'm saying? How is this going to reverse my aging process, or get rid of this, lump, or get rid of this disease, or, what I'm saying? How is this going to help me? How is debating or whatever, just for the sake of debating, going to actually help our condition? So I personally don't get too deep into that, but I'll allow it because it allows people to question me. Question me. I'm not really concerned too much in questioning nobody else, because I'm confident with that what I have is superior. So question me. Let me answer all of the questions. Even if you think you got him on the ropes, and what about this and what about that? Ask me. Do you see me running? Ask me. But just be courageous enough to show your face when you ask me, because I can't really respect nobody that won't show their face when they're asking a question, because I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding, so you shouldn't hide. If you have a question that's you disagree and you don't agree with this, or Islam, or Farrakhan, or Elijah Muhammad, y'all did this to Malcolm X, or Muhammad did this to some young girls and this and that, ask me. Get on here like a man and ask me. I won't be offended. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to put no curse on you, no kinky hair curse on you. Or with all the stuff y'all claiming that, that we do. Why be scared? Like, damn, haven't I shown that I'm not nobody to be scared of? Let's talk. Shit. Let's talk. But I can't get it. Can't get them to show up. Salute to Captain Tazariak, though, and I want to also reach out to the other brothers from UN. I don't, the brothers with the purple on that he was speaking on earlier. I didn't really want to repeat that, and I really didn't even want to what I'm saying. I'm not here to have one group to bash another group, so I didn't, I felt like some Jerry Springer stuff. So I apologize to the brothers that from the other group if that was offensive, and if you want to hop on, not to go against that, but I want to just hear all the different brothers' perspectives just on theology. And I want to hear what you have against the nation doctrine, and question me. It's not diss each other. Question me. Show me how crazy our belief is. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to take all the arrows. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to take, I'm the target. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how crazy, my belief or my way of life or my whatever doctrines or whatever it is. Ask me any questions that you think is just ridiculous and crazy. Those are ones I want to answer. I just want you to show up and show your face and do it. That's all. Jesus saves. God isn't focused on skin color. Mere mortals are. It's part of the distraction people are falling for. Where if you say Jesus saves, and Jesus clearly says that there's a chosen people that we got pointed out strictly because of the color of our skin. So if the devil is concerned with the color of our skin, then God is concerned with the color of our skin, because we're his people. So if the devil did such terrible things to us strictly based on the color of our skin, then God is just as concerned and just as interested in giving us justice and vengeance based on the color of our skin and the color of their skin. Read your Bible, Jesus saves. I don't know why you got the word Jesus saves up there if you ain't reading what Jesus said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so but I'm inviting everybody. I'm inviting us all. You saw how that went. I don't violate or disrespect. I don't initiate no disrespect. But of course, most of the time that you see me, what attracted him and got on his radar is because he saw me responding to disrespect. So this whole initial interaction with, you know, brothers that claim to be Hebrew Israelites was them disrespecting or getting at me a certain kind of way, and I'm responding. And then me calling out for somebody that's more seasoned or that's more mature. You know what I mean? And that was a perfect example, Brother Tazariak. So salute to Brother Tazariak. We don't agree, you know, on doctrine and theology 1000%, but we agree on mutual respect. I agree that he's a black man that I see as God, a God. He don't have to see me as a God, but I see him as a God. So I respect him like I respect myself. And I do you the same way. But when I see that you don't respect me the same, then we don't really have too much more to talk about, right? So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So I just spent the whole 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to, because I see y'all going back and forth. So I guess y'all talking to each other. So I don't want to interfere. Sporty talk only. Yeah, he couldn't make it because I got back home late. I got home late around 10 o'clock. So I went on at 10, but I had already reached out for him a few minutes earlier, and he was already tied up. So God willing, we'll get it in some other time this week and follow through and follow up. But I just came on here just to recap and get y'all thoughts of what y'all saw. And it might have sparked some questions or some comments. So, we do this every night anyway. So it's just a good conversation piece that we can talk about and share with our family and friends and homies. What better conversation, what better subject is there to talk about than us and our relationship to God, who and whatever God is. And that's not religion. So if you get tired of hearing the word God, then that means you're tired of hearing yourself. Because when I say God, I mean us. I don't believe God is some formless ghost mystery, different kind of spirit, ghost man or something like that. When I say God, when we in the nation say God, we mean us, the flesh and blood, human beings of this planet. In particularly the original black human beings of this planet. So when you hear me talking about God, oh man, that's religion. No, that's not religion. That's the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self. So you don't have to try to put me in a religion box. Don't title what I'm talking about as religion, because clearly you haven't studied the doctrine or the theology of the Nation of Islam. It's all down to earth human being business. All human being business. No other being. No other concept, no other entity, no other imagination. All human being business. All the characters in the Bible and the Quran is talking about human beings, whether it's angels, demons, gods, believers, whatever you call it, Anunnaki, jinn, all of that is human beings. Human beings. If you want to come talk to me about some ghosts or some other thing that Jesus and God is, or we don't really have much to talk about. I'm not buying that. I'm not into that. You can't prove it. Why claim it? Because you can't prove it. So I'm going to tell you the God that we believe in and identity and all of that and prove it. You don't have to agree. I'm not trying to make you agree with me. Not trying to make you believe I can't make you believe. I can't make you agree. All I can do is make you hear clearly to where you I understand what you're saying. I understand y'all niggas crazy. Okay, we're crazy. As long as you understood what I said. You can call it crazy or you can call it interesting, but that's all I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's interesting. What I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately, and well, I guess y'all talking to each other. Because if you're talking to me, Jesus saves, I'm gonna block you. Just because I'm tired of you. I'm just tired of you. I'm tired of people, making accusations and negative accusations and calling out specific names, but you won't hop on here. So I think I'll block you for good. Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing that. I didn't want to do no moderation type stuff, but I'm gonna have to start cleaning up my house, cleaning up this yard. So I'm gonna have to start setting examples. So anybody that's talking all kind of crazy talk but don't want to hop on, you're gonna get blocked. Because I offered it already. I did too many warnings and offers and invites, so we won't be hearing from these characters no more. And my Jabril, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you even more. Thank you for for rolling with me, for tolerating me, having the patience. Because, geez Louise. See, Tall Guy Slim, thank you, Tall Guy Slim. Likewise, man, y'all is priceless and valuable to me. What else? Where else can I be? Where more valuable can I be? What could I be doing? Ain't nothing more valuable than sharing, righteous righteous frequency, righteous ideas, with your people. Making it available at least. At least you know it's available. At least you ain't got to worry about me saying no way out, negative Jim Jones juice, believing in some ghost mystery monster. I'm not gonna give you no mystery. Only mystery I'm gonna give you is something I'm gonna tell you. This is what I believe. I believe what Elijah Muhammad taught from his teacher. I believe that the original people of this planet been here for trillions of years. I believe that we've been here way longer than 6,000 years or 20,000 years. That's what I believe. My nature tells me that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no carbon dating or nothing like that. I can't prove it according to, whatever. There's something about my nature, though, tells me that we've been here far longer than 6,000 years. Right. So until, that revelation comes to me to where I can actually show and prove it, because otherwise we all just going to deny. Oh, no, the pyramids is really only 200 years old. How old is cameras? How old are cameras? You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say anything on social media now. No, the pyramids is only 500 years old. Oh, okay. Because it wasn't no pictures, so anybody can say anything. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt these days. Cam, you mentioned Trump is Pharaoh. Which Pharaoh is he? I mentioned, where'd it go? Dang, my bad, risque. Cam, you mentioned Trump is Pharaoh. Which Pharaoh is he? Any president is a Pharaoh. Any president of the United States fulfills the Pharaoh of Egypt. Pharaoh just means ruler or king. And if this is the modern Egypt or the modern Babylon, the modern Sodom and Gomorrah, the modern Rome, that just means the most wickedness that's ever been practiced in history, recorded in the scriptures. It says that this one mystery Babylon, that's going to be at the end where all of that's going to be practiced. So whoever is the ruler over this mystery Babylon is the Pharaoh, the king, the ruler, the president. Because the Bible don't use the word president, but it used the word ruler. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the president is. Right. Yep. So, and that's interesting. Like when I hear a lot of that, who is that? Street translations. You want to get on here with me real fast? We are Israelites. I want to ask you about that title. I want to ask you about what that title actually means, and what were we before Israel? What were we before Jacob? If we're Israelites, what were we before Jacob? Because Israel is a recent name. It's a recent incident. Do you believe that human beings are only 6,000 years old on this earth? Do you believe human beings only been on earth for 6,000 years? Right. Power play for, oh, y'all talking to each other. Power play for real, you mean? Right. But, you know, this is good. This is good. Like, you know, we need to see whether this is how we really think. If the people in the comments really think like this is not the majority. If it's 160 some people, at least on this particular channel, I don't know what's on my Twitter or whatever, but majority of us is not commenting. The majority of us is just sitting back, soaking up the game and reading the comments. Just because the people that comment might be aggressively and frequently saying, you know, stuff that you disagree with, that don't mean that that represents all of the people that's watching. Those are just the people that want to get up and disrupt and say their piece. They want to be disruptive. Not saying they wrong. I'm just saying they want to get up and interact and be disruptive or whatever. So just because they're frequent on their keyboard don't mean that that's the view of the 166 people that's on here. They just watching the show just like I am. And, you know, it's good to have content that allows them to, you know, to speak their piece or to observe what other people are saying, because this is the most important subject that exists. There is no subject more important than God and you. There is no subject in existence more important than God and you, because they're both connected. They're both connected. They're both connected. Risque reality. Why do some Hebrew Israelites dislike Africans when the Bible says Joseph forgave his brothers for their transgression? Excellent point. Excellent question. Excellent question. I can't answer that. They would have to answer that. That's a beautiful question. A beautiful question. Azim Shabazz. Man. Street translations. You said Hamites lived before Adam and Eve. So if Ham, Shem, and Japheth was the sons of who? Noah? Was that the sons of Noah or the sons of Abraham? So if Ham was the son of Noah or Abraham, but Adam and Eve came before Noah, how is Hamites living before Adam and Eve? Street translation. Can you hop on the live with me and explain that? Don't type. I'm on here live. Just, you know, I'm not bashing you. I'm not putting you on a hot seat. I'm not dissing you. I'm just lonely. I'm just lonely. I want to see another face on this live. I just want to see another face on this live, man. I'm tired of hearing my own voice. Jeez Louise, I'm tired of hearing my own voice. And my eyes is already burning, you know what I'm saying? So I got to read these comments. Work with me. Help me help you, Luda. You like to eat? Me too. Oh, man. Lord have mercy. There's no evidence of God, so how would you know? According to who? Magno Mafioso? There's no evidence of what God? So if I'm saying that the Nation of Islam, we declare that the Black nation is God. So you're saying there's no evidence of the Black nation, or there's no evidence of that mystery definition of God. We don't believe in that definition. We say clearly, "What's up, God? What's up, God?" We believe that the original Black nation is God. So is there no evidence of us? That simple. There's no evidence of us. But like I said, those are the ones that make, and it's entertaining. Those are the ones that want to comment, because the majority of us is sitting back looking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's what people really on. Like, man, I ain't gonna comment. I'm gonna sit back and observe with my popcorn. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's what we on now. And a lot of us is parents, grandparents. Is this what we taught our children? Maybe this is why Glorilla and Sexy Red and all them is doing discharge lip glosses. Is doing chlamydia flavored lip glosses and stuff. I don't know, man. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why our children is so confused. I don't know. What are the specific aspects of NOI life people flee from? How does someone overcome such obstacles? It's just discipline. It's just righteous discipline, the stuff that we know we ain't supposed to do anyway. We know we ain't supposed to be drinking and smoking and killing our organs. We know we ain't supposed to be sleeping around and lying and cheating and stealing and white collar crime and finessing. We know we ain't supposed to be doing that. We just weak. We're weak. Our character, we have weak character. And we have weak character because we have weak information. So when we know better, then we do better. So that's why our job is out here to just inform you. I can't make nobody do nothing. But if I can make this information attractive enough for the last 30 years in the form of rap music and make you dance to information and you don't realize it, the next thing you know, your consciousness has raised and you didn't realize that Brother Cam slipped some God information in on you. Slipped you a Mickey, a righteous Mickey. That's all I can do. And then just be a brother and be an example. So when it do start taking effect, you start feeling, whatever you're feeling, that confusion, and you start questioning what you was taught, and questioning God and questioning your parents and your pastor, because that's all that's going to do eventually. It's going to come to a head and it's going to blow. And then you're going to be looking for somebody stable-minded like Brother Cam, to listen to and to hear from. Okay, because my parents disown me. My pastor said I'm possessed by the devil. The police said I'm a animal or whatever, or rebellious, wild, because I don't want to listen to their authority. So everybody is going to reject you. Everybody is going to turn on you when you really wake up. So it has to be people in place that's solid anchors that you can listen to, that you can anchor your mind and anchor your spirit to, like that gets it. Or he get it, man. He get it. Bro, don't nobody else understand what I'm going through, man. This and that. I lost my girl, my children turned on me, my mama tripping, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're gonna all turn on you for a season. When you wake up, they're gonna all turn on you for a season, until they see that you standing on business, and then they're going to start coming around and submitting or whatever. Sports talk only. Sports talk, okay. You hear?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's on your mind?
Well, first, I want to say assalamu alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother.
I was watching the live earlier with, I don't know the man's name.
Tazariak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept noticing that he kept bringing up this point about Master Muhammad being white, or right. Prophet Muhammad being white.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to speak on that, especially about the, Master Muhammad being white. Right. And I've never heard anyone say that Master Muhammad's mom was black and right. his dad was white. I've never heard anyone say that,
he said
including
that Dr.
Khalid.
Khalid said that.
Yeah, and if he did, it was probably like a, when you talk, you might make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing if it is footage of that, it was a mistake, or maybe he's just been disingenuous. I really don't know, but I've never heard it.
That's why I called for it. I love to see that evidence.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that.
Right.
But I wanted to speak to the point about, you kind of alluded to it, but even in the Bible, now I don't know the exact scripture,
Mm-hmm.
but just when he asked about, him being white and all that, I was just thinking, like, even in the book that you use, you can point to scriptures and it says why he's white. Like, he
Right.
came as a thief in the night. He came without observation, and he came in, and you said it, he came in sinful flesh to condemn sin. So yeah. And those are the things I will point to, because it's like, he kept bringing that up, and it just kind of, I wouldn't say bothered me, but
but I understood his disagreement, because then he said, so you saying it's Jesus? So that's the words of Christ. That's the words of Jesus. So are you saying that he's Jesus instead of God? Right. So that's what's his argument, because we don't believe that God is Jesus. So I understood that argument, and I didn't really have time because I had to leave. But that's part of the thing that I did want to go into. You know what I mean? Because when you see me, you see the Father, right?
yeah.
Because I'm in the Father, and the Father is in me, right? The kingdom of heaven is in me. So to try to make a distinction between God and the Father, especially if you claim the Father can't even be seen, he ain't even a real man, like, so.
Yeah.
That's a point that I was headed for, but I still want to save that for later. I got some some 1-2s for that, if we get back on.
But yeah, I just, when he kept mentioning that point, and then even earlier in this live, the brother with the glasses, I don't even know who that was, but he was just talking about how he got you on that point about, the white man, and like, I don't know, it's just not I would say it's just a lack of understanding there, because I don't recall necessarily where I read it, or it might have been Message to the Black Man, but just about why Master Muhammad's father had to choose a white woman, and
Right.
why he had to look a certain way when he came here,
Right.
But I don't, like I said, I don't recall what book that was, but I think it's a lot of misinformation about, what we believe in.
Absolutely.
And just like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are kind of like disingenuous about it.
Well, they might be, but they have a right to test you and challenge you, even if they are disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? If somebody tests me with something that maybe worked on a child or something like that that ran a NOI child backwards or made them backstep, I'm gonna lean into it. Like, what did you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so, by God permission, I'm so seasoned in this. People don't know how seasoned another person is. I can't look at you and tell you how many fights you had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if you never brag about it. So, and we don't see no scars. He a pretty boy. He ain't like, okay, well, he's either never had no fights or he beaten so much ass that, you know what I'm saying, he don't get hit like Mayweather. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I catch what you're saying. But I think the reason why I'm saying disingenuous is because, like, for example, you see the name of my channel. Hold on.
Your mic, something happened to your mic.
Hold on, I gotta leave.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I understood that. And that's something I want to get more into. I want to get into the reality of white people and what role they play in salvation, in our salvation, what they are a product of, what they was produced for, what the devil is produced for. And that's kind of why I brought that up, where the Bible says, I create evil, I make peace and darkness and this and that. and I create evil. This is the Bible talking. I create evil. That's clear as day. That, you know, now if we want to spin that and say it don't really mean evil, it really means this and that, like, okay, it say I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. All right. And then in other places it said all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. But it clearly say I create evil. Evil don't create itself. The devil didn't create itself. Sports
Yeah,
talk.
I had a phone call. Sorry about that.
All good.
But no, I was just saying like okay, so this is kind of separate, but I'm just gonna use this for an example. Like the name of my channel is Sports Talk Only, right?
Right.
And I debate a lot, you know, especially regarding like basketball and stuff. So I kind of have a view because I've debated with people about it so much that like I can tell when someone is alluding to something without actually saying it, you know.
Right.
And so I catch that, or based off what I see, whether it's in the comments or it's like I see it live on the panel, a lot of people will just make like they will allude to it, but they won't actually say it. You know what I mean?
You're trying to drop the suggestion. You're trying to drop the suggestion on the people that you know is listening. Right. Yeah. I don't miss nothing. You know what I'm saying? But,
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, certain things is I don't need to respond to because I'm gonna catch you later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Tank. If you sport, you see how Tank take too many hits, right? And you think you're getting over on him, and you start relaxing and said, and then he's just gonna pop. He gonna angle you with an uppercut, and you out of here with one punch. But he gonna take a whole lot of hits in the process, and people gonna be like, "Oh, I was winning on the scorecards, and you know I had you beat." Like, okay, and you sleep, you still sleep.
Yeah, I catch what you're saying, but you know, I'm not, like I said, like you said, you don't miss nothing, and I'm not definitely not insinuating that you do, but I'm just pointing it out because I'm like, it just happens a lot, and I just what's the word I'm looking for? Not notice it, but
no, I'm totally with you. Totally with you. I just don't like to give away my strategies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like any boxer, like they're not gonna tell you what they really know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I catch you because you know when I was watching the live and he would bring up certain points, you know, I could see it in your face. You know, there are certain things you're not saying, and I know, you know. Look, I'm only 25 years old, so I'm really not that old. I just turned 25 today, so
salute, man.
Yeah, thanks. but it's just like, how old are you?
Me?
If you don't mind me asking.
55.
Okay, and how long have you been like in the teachings?
34 years, 35 years.
Yeah, so you definitely a lot more seasoned than I am. But what I was saying is just that, like, you know, I was seeing even when, because I don't know if you saw me in the comments, or you probably didn't because you was, you know.
Yeah, I don't pay, like I'm talking to somebody, I absolutely don't pay attention to the comments.
Yeah, but I was in the comments earlier, and I was like, you know, defending with, you know, the questions he was asking. I'm like, it's just, like I said, it's just, to me, it's like I don't know if he's misinformed or he just doesn't know or he's being disingenuous about stuff.
Well, you at 25, you say 25, right?
Yeah.
So your tolerance, your natural spirit and tolerance level as a youth is almost zero tolerance. Like the youth ain't trying to let nothing slide. Like I'm saying. So you know that's what we call the Joshua generation. The Joshua generation. When they see it, they want to get at it. You know what I'm saying? Me as a wiser person, like I can let it, you know, ride and let them think, you know, this and that or whatever. But your energy and your spirit and your intelligence is such, you know what I'm saying, that you ready to just go deal with it. You know what I mean? So I already know what you on.
That's funny. I ain't never been told that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's just what time it is. Time, you know, time brought, you know, time evolves us. So time got you ready, and actually, you know, my generation was so lame and weak and coward and slow. You know what I'm saying? That y'all are born with just a frustration. Get your old ass out the way, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, so to see me tolerating some shit, you be like, nigga.
But yeah, but that's the thing. Like you said, you know, you didn't miss nothing. But like I'm saying, and you have a more experience and all that.
Yeah.
So the thing that I do know is like I was catching just on your, you know, the facial expressions you was making that like you had a lot more than
Because
what you was like letting on. It was kind of funny, but
and that's why I, you know, the best defense, you know, a good defense sometimes is the best offense. So in order to save the relationship or the brotherhood, I can't even be offensive. I can't offend you. I have to like, well, let me just beat you on defense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Let me just, you know, that way it's not emotionally offensive. I don't want question me. Hit me with all your best shots. You know what I'm saying? Let me let you
mm-hmm,
break your hand on my jaw because you don't know if I got a glass jaw, if I got iron. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let you hit me. Hit me with your best shot, and then once you see that I'm not going down, like you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna keep your poker face too and act like that wasn't your best shot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, you know, but it's all with love. So I don't want to condemn. That's my brother. Like I really love them brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to
yeah,
defeat
yeah.
them. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
I understand because a lot of people would turn it into that,
Yeah.
and I also recognize, you know, y'all had a mutual respect,
Right.
you know, and a lot of people when they're doing that kind of thing, you know, the name calling and
Yeah.
disrespect, and you know what I'm saying. I definitely appreciate the fact that y'all may not agree but can still respect each other.
That's what I admire about him. Like, because I studied a few, you know, tapes, or I mean not tapes, but videos or whatever. So if he ever got somebody say he got that Ben X file, he got that such and such file, like, but they younger than him. You know what I'm saying? So just a general, you know, seniority might have him, you know, trying to establish a certain respect with somebody younger than him. But if I'm not younger than you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to respect me a different kind of way, and just as a
Yeah.
man, regardless of whether we don't agree with each other or not. So I salute and respect how he respected me as, you know, somebody that's his own age. You know what I'm saying?
hmm Now I will ask you this: how exactly was it that you came into the teachings?
My brother, long story short, my older brother, the student minister in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Reuben Muhammad. He got on first. He got onto it first when he was in the Navy. Was going to USC and doing they had black student union and stuff like that. So he used to bring home Minister Farrakhan VHS tapes and the final call and all of that. So he the one got into it first. And by default, I used to hear it every night, all night, throughout the night. And me and him be arguing, man, turn that shit. I don't even hear that. You know, I was anti nation,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
but it was drilling on me. And, you know, over time, long story short, you know, but my brother is the one who put me on to it.
That's interesting. And then I have another question because um before they took down Wesley Muhammad's page,
Mm-hmm.
and you know he always talked about how he came to the conclusion like he was not necessarily, I wouldn't say a disbeliever, but he didn't have a belief in any god, right?
Right. Atheist.
So he had to go through all the different stages of whatever he went through to be the man that he is now.
Right.
uh Damn, I kind of forgot my question. Hold
Yeah.
on one second.
That's all good. I'm an atheist to this popular God. I don't believe in the God that everybody else believe in. I don't believe that God exists. So I'm an atheist too when it comes to that.
Oh man, it was a good question too.
It'll come back to you. Let me read this comment. Trench Baby said that was the best fade I seen against you, Cam. I can't even front. Yeah, that was. That was. It ain't the best one I ever had, but that's the best one I had on YouTube so far. Because I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree. And you know, if we get back on and you know, it's not even about um beating the other person. It's about presenting your information, presenting your argument and your example, your accomplishments or whatever. So When it's,
Yeah.
I respect somebody that at least dedicates that many years of their life in disciplining themselves to learn and study, you know, something as honorable as the word of God. So I can't treat somebody like that as an enemy or an op.
He came back. So Wesley Muhammad was like saying, you know, the hardest thing for him to accept, you know, before he accepted it was like the teachings on the mother plane and Yakub. Like, did you find yourself battling with anything that was hard to accept at first, or like going?
Probably that God was a man subject, but not really, because I already thought Jesus was supposed to be a man and Jesus was supposed to be God. Everything else was fascinating to me. It was more fascinating. I was attracted to it because it reminded me of Marvel comic books. Like, I grew up, you know, looking at power of people that, you know, and I always knew it was some kind of truth to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I heard the teaching and I heard the power and the potential and the abilities of the human being, and then it was being proved, and I knew I had certain little, you know, deja vu, like little, you know, you have little psychic experiences here and there, and you couldn't explain.
Yeah.
And once I heard that, like, oh yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Mm. Well, I just thought that'd be an interesting question because it was kind of strange to hear him say that,
Hear him say
because
what?
he's like about like he struggled with that, like accepting that the Yakub and the
Who
mother
said that?
plane, what Wesley Muhammad.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he was like, you know, he's well versed and,
yeah.
you know, breaks all that stuff down and he's real scientific about it. And
Mhm.
then, you know, for me to, it was on a video he had, I think, where he was talking about was Jakub real or not, right?
Mhm.
And he was just saying that was like a hard thing for him to accept when he first like was hearing it.
Mhm.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and you know, whether it's Yakub or not, like a lot of people, you know, they try to pin you down and argue, and you know, about Yakub or the details. Okay, I wasn't there. I can't prove that. You know what I mean? I don't know. His name could be Frederick for all you know what I'm saying, or not. It might have been a whole group or nobody, you know. But I
Yeah,
have to go by the man that woke me up. So if I
yeah.
can't find nothing else that he ever lied about, why would I think he's lying about this?
And you know, I did a lot or have done a lot of research on this.
Mhm.
So it's not necessarily something anyone could just say to me. There's a thing, like I have a video that I'm putting together about it.
Mhm.
And like if you would look this up, it's on Google, it's on YouTube. It's called The Cave of the Apocalypse, right? I don't know
Mhm.
if you've heard of this,
No.
but it's called The Cave of the Apocalypse. In that it's on Patmos Island.
Mm.
So it's there. And
Mm.
there's a picture, a frame. It's all over the island.
Mm.
This man with this huge head,
Mm.
and he's got a book in his hand. They
Mm.
say it's John the Revelator. Now, in the
Mm.
teachings, we're taught that John the Revelator is Yakub.
That's right.
So if you
That's
look it up and you see the size of this man's head,
right. Mm.
I don't, you know, and I'm not, I'm just saying for people
Right.
that doubt it, I would implore them to look it up.
Right.
Like
Even if
it,
you look it up, though, like the Quran said, if you show them every sign, they still will not believe. So I don't waste my time trying to make nobody believe nothing. I just lay out the information, and what
Mhm.
you do with it is your business.
Yeah, I understand that too. Like I definitely don't either, and I understand that. But I'm just like, because a lot of people will ask, well, can you prove it? Do you have proof?
Right.
You know, like I have film of the mother plane, like
Mhm.
whole film on one of my channels. So
Mhm.
like an hour long video of people
Mhm.
that saw it. It's on film a few times, you know.
Right. You know, the governments of the world got it all on film.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know, so when people ask for proof, is what I'm saying. Like it's one of those things that I go out of my way to prove, and that's really with anything that I do.
Right.
If I'm arguing with you about something or debating with you about something, I will go out of my way to prove it to a point where you can't argue anything else.
Right. And even circumstantially, like, you know, I love to go into, like, if they say what it's a spaceship and all that. Okay, what do you call an airplane? right? If this man that's fresh out of the caves and was just in a horse and buggy in the 1900s, in 1908, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, is the first, people of the, Caucasians to fly, right? They built a little airplane pedal, little bicycle pedal, whatever, cloth airplane, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was just in 1908. That was just a little over 100 and some years ago. So if now we literally got, white folks stuck in space and space stations and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me we got them pyramids out there that nobody still knows how the hell, what science and physics and technology they use to put that out there? But these little Johnny come lately cave boys could go from Orville and Wilbur Wright bicycle plane to stealth bombers and space shuttles and space stations sitting out in space for half a year. And we literally got airports all over the world where big 100-ton pieces of metal is carrying human beings sitting down and drinking and sleeping in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we can accept that white people can do that within 100 years, what should we have been able to do? What probably have we produced? You know what I'm saying, in the millions of years that since we've been here.
Good. Catch what you're saying. I just I'm trying to think of what to say. I don't.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, go ahead.
Risky Reality said, considering the stance that an individual person, I ain't gonna say this, but can be redeemed, how do you view the average such and such person? A devil, a potential devil, until proven otherwise? Devil is a scientific term. Devil is not an emotional derogatory term. Devil is a scientific term that means weak bone, weak blood, stale face, or any live grafted germ from original is devil. That's the definition of devil. It's not a emotional, religious term. Devil is a scientific term, means grafted from original. Any live germ that's grafted from original is devil. But what you gonna say, Sports Talk?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that's actually a good question. But even in bringing up how excuse me, I don't know the brother's name again. Captain Tazariak, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
About the white man, right? Or being the devil. Like, I've always understood, because I was taught from a young age, that, there was a difference. And, like, how you kind of brought up Prophet Muhammad and how he went against his nature.
Right.
And, like, I've always was known the difference between the natures, you know what I'm saying? And I think people don't, I ain't gonna say they don't recognize it, but there's a difference between if you're evil by nature and you're capable of evil.
Right.
And I've always known the difference. And then I've always known that we could go against our nature. Absolutely. And that was a point that you brought up.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're the number one thoughters and ninjas and sliders and steppers against our own people, our own self. So obviously we can be taken out of our nature, and now we're physically stronger than the real devil. So now if the real devil can put his beast ideas and all that in our heads, then we're gonna be a greater devil than he can, because we're stronger than them. You understand?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why we're so influential. If he can put his devil mind in our heads, then we're going to influence the whole world, because we're really the people of God, and we're the strongest, most indestructible, influential tribe of Shabazz. So if he can put his satanic mind in our head, we're going to help infect the whole world. We're going to help contaminate the whole world, because we're the most influential.
I got two more things to say. Do you know, first is being, do you know when you're going to be live with Captain Tazariak again?
No, I don't. But I'll probably post it up. We might give each other like a couple of hours heads up, so we can advertise it or put up some little thumbnail post or something.
Mm. The second thing I had to say was just, you know, I don't know. It might have been a minister that said this, or maybe it was the messenger.
Mm.
But he said if you saw one of them in a dream, like the messenger
Yeah,
or Master Muhammad, it was real, right?
Sanctioned.
Mm-hmm. So I had I don't know, an experience like that.
Yeah, do you want to, maybe you might not want to say it, maybe we can talk personally about it?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go into detail
Yeah.
on it. I was just saying, like, you know, when they talk about the messenger being dead and
Oh yeah,
you know him, you know, that kind of stuff.
right.
I have to say, me personally, I know he's alive because I saw him. I
Right.
talked to him, like real experience wise.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe you, but that's an article of belief. That's nothing that we can prove, so we just leave it where it is. I would be interested in hearing that between me and you personally, but I don't think that's
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not trying to share that. Trust me.
yeah.
But if I could share that with you,
Absolutely.
how could I contact you
It's
or?
it's a little back channel on here, but if you want to do that, you can DM me on West Coast Cam on my IG, West Coast Cam.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate the time and all that, but I just had to say that because, you know,
I
I
know.
just kept hearing that point being brought up about if he's white and all that. I'm like, you know, and you, like I said, you could look in the Bible, the book that you're claiming, you know, this
Right.
is where all the facts come from. You can look in there, point to those scriptures that I just said, and that's the explanation.
Right.
But
Eventually, and I agree with you 100%. And this is not that they're not enemies. That's our people. So even if we we never agree on that, that's still our people. That's still our brother. But eventually, it's going to come down to like the Elijah showdown, meaning, you know, not that we'll clash physically, but I want you to pray to your God, whoever your real God is. You pray to your God, you know, for this or that, and I'm gonna pray to my real God to show this or that, and we're gonna see that eventually. That's how we're gonna have to settle these things. You know what I'm saying? The Quran say, you know, with the so-called, you know, the jinn or whatever, the mother people that, you know, invoke the prayer of deletion. Then, you know what I'm saying? You get all your people together, I get all my people, and let's pray for deletion for the one of us that's wrong. So I'm with that type of business. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Not that we got to physically do nothing to each other. No, pray to your God to delete me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm willing to have your God. If you're right and your God is right and I'm wrong, we're gonna both agree. Whichever God is God, delete the one that's wrong. That's where I'm at with it. And that's prayer. That's not based on no armies fighting each other. No, whoever God is, let's pray that God does it. It could be a car accident, it could be a disease, it could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at.
Now, actually, I was gonna go, but now I think you got me wanting to ask some more.
I'm gonna hop off here in about 5 minutes. So,
okay. Well, I will leave it at that then.
well, like I say, you got an open door policy. You VIP with me. Anytime you see me on, I'll be trying to be on here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern time, which is 7 West Coast time. So whenever you see me on, bro, and you got something to say, just holler at me and you on.
Okay, I'll DM you though.
Yeah, with that other information. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, I appreciate you more.
All right. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum does this mean that scientifically the prophet of 1400 years ago was that, but did not exhibit full characteristic? Absolutely. That's absolutely what it means. That's absolutely what it means. Right. But you have to prove You have to do something to prove that that's not what you are. And that's why, you know, the question in the lessons without me going into it is, why does Muhammad, you know, make them study? Because I'm omitting certain words on purpose for the sake of algorithm. Why does Muhammad make them study from 35 to 50 years before they can call themselves a Muslim son and wear our holy flag, which is the sun, moon, and star? But they must add a sword to the upper part. And the sword is the emblem of justice, and it was used by the original man in Muhammad's time. And we put the sword up there so that they can always see it, that they would keep it, so they would keep in mind that anytime they revealed certain secrets of their purpose and why they were made, why we made them, then, you know, they would be taken out or whatever if they interfered with their purpose. So, but they study, those that study the nature of the original man and practice righteousness in secret, you know, the so-called Masons, some Masons and Shriners, because there's two camps. There's one camp that's doing the devilishment, the tricknology, and it's another camp that know that time is up and they're trying to practice the righteous expression of it. And it's a war and a battle between them behind the scenes in the shadows and the dark government or whatever. But yes, genetically 100%, Prophet Muhammad exactly was that what you wrote. But by him learning and living and studying to live like the original righteous man, then he changed, he altered his nature, he purified himself, he went to war against his own nature. That's what jihad means. Jihad means holy war. He went to a holy war against his own weak, wicked nature and was able to prevail against his weak, natural, wicked nature and became righteous, such that we even, you know, honor him today. But we knew that it was time for that to happen. So that's why he was even sent, or Jibril, the angel with Jibril was sent to teach him and to train him and to quiz him and question him and make sure that he was actually fulfilling what he was made to fulfill, because he was the last prophet for them. And he was the last prophet, period, but he was the last example for them, for that race. Because God is not going to raise a messenger that's a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? We can't be they example because we're not made out of that material. We made out of righteous original material. So we can't be the example for somebody that's the opposite, that's non-original. He raises up a non-original prophet or example for non-original people. And he raises up for us what we are. Whatever you are, he's going to raise up a prophet or a messenger from among you, from among your people, that's familiar with you, that you're familiar with, that has the same nature or experience that you got. So hopefully that answered that question. So yeah, man, I'm out of here, man. I've been on here 3 hours, man. Peace and blessings. I love y'all. If y'all don't mind, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, like. Hit the like button if y'all don't mind. I don't know if the Cash App is on there. If y'all appreciate anything you heard, hit the Cash App, because them folks definitely ain't gonna hit it. But I appreciate y'all, man. So Campaign Trail Monday Night Live. Y'all be safe. Let's treat each other the way we want to be treated. If y'all got any questions, anything you heard tomorrow or something like that when you get on, don't be afraid to ask. But I'm gonna start blocking, you know, those of y'all that I see showing up every live with trash, talking trash and trolling or whatever, but you scared to hop on this live, I'm gonna block you. I'm just telling you. So when I see it and I remember you, then I'm gonna block you. But on that note, man, peace and love. Campaign Trail. Salute. Till next time, God willing, outro.